Okay, we're here. Good morning, everybody. It's Bruce here. Stock Markets with Bruce, where we try to explain what's happening in the in the markets in plain English, and what is happening in the markets in plain English in the pre-market is pretty simple. There's selling coming in. That's what's going on. We've got a number of
Plain
things
English
going
in the
on
pre-market
at the
is
same time. It's a multi-level, it's like 3D chess at Star Trek, you know, how they play all those level. This is what's going on in the world right now. Lots happening all at the same time. And uh, the market participants out there, whether they're in Europe, Asia, North America, they're all trying to figure out what should they be doing and where and how and when. And I have to kind of explain to you folks in a bit of a sequential order what's really causing all of this, what's going on. But as I sit here, the Dow is showing a loss of 504 points in the pre-market with an hour to go, which is 1.4%, 1.5% roughly. S&P index showing down 53, which is down 1.2%, and Nasdaq is showing a loss of 155 points right now, which is about 1%. So these numbers are very low when it comes to overall percentage terms, in the relative big picture here. But the numbers are, juicy for the media. They love this. The media that doesn't know how markets work, they see a 500-point drop in the Dow, and they get all excited. They all get giddy. Oh, the Dow's down 500 points. Of course, in 1980, a 500-point drop would be, most of the Dow. Today at 34,500 to go to 34,000, not much of a drop, but it is a drop. Europe is the first area I would target. The European markets are off more than 2% across the board and have been all morning. There is a weakness in Asia as well. Tensions between the U.S. and China, economic and political tensions are rising. The administration in Washington is warning American companies that are doing business in Hong Kong to watch yourselves, because the bottom line over there is that literally you're being spied on by the Chinese Communist government on everything you do. And well, no surprise, Hong Kong is in China, and it is becoming an area. The territory of Hong Kong is being crushed with respect to any kind of dissent, any kind of opinion, any kind of freedom of thought or speech is completely being crushed by Chinese authorities under the so-called new national law they have. The national law is, we can do what the hell ever we want. You can't do a damn thing. Shut the hell up and don't interfere with our affairs, because this is our territory. We're going to do it the way we want. We monitor the communications of every citizen, every business, and we decide in Beijing what's in the national interest and what isn't. And what's in the national interest is everything for the Communist Party is a good thing, and any thought regarding that is a bad thing, and you go to jail. We'll talk to you about it later. We want to go to trial in China. You get charged by the Chinese government and go to trial. Your odds of getting an innocent verdict on your behalf is 0.000001%. And then, of course, they appeal it, and then you lose anyway. And you stay in jail first for 2 years before we even bring you to court. So, it's a one-sided deal, and the Americans are telling the Americans, and the Brits are telling the Brits, and the Canadians are telling the Canadians, in no uncertain terms, get the hell out of there. Get your butts out of there. Don't have your key people over there, because you could be charged under some sort of a subversion or spying charge for just walking across the street. I mean, you guys are risking your lives over there. Get the hell out of Dodge. And a lot of businesses are quietly, systematically exiting Hong Kong. They do not expect, they do not want to be there. A lot of folks do not want to be posted in Hong Kong right now. They'd rather be posted in Singapore or maybe Taipei or Tokyo or somewhere else. That's that story. All right. That one is brewing. As I've said before, don't buy a single stock listed in the United States from a China company, because the odds are within the next few months, it could well be that every single stock listed in the United States of a Chinese company could be delisted. And it's a political move by Washington. partially backed by the SEC. The reasoning for it will be a failure to disclose, the goings on of these companies. The reality is probably, and in many cases, the reality is that huge blocks of stock issued by these entities have been issued to offshore structures all over the world, including the Cayman Islands, Switzerland, everywhere else. And the reality is that these blocks of stock of these publicly traded companies that are impossible to trace as to who the owners are actually members of the Communist Party themselves, the actual hierarchy, the families and friends and associates of the leaders of China are the ones who own most of the shares of these entities. And they use those shares, they sell them into the open market, and they use that to get money out of China. In effect, the Communist Party bosses who run the show over there have literally created trillions of dollars of wealth overseas, and are not repatriating their money, and they're not going to. And this allows them and through their secondary connection to have the villas in the French Riviera and to have their secondary properties and third properties and fourth properties all over the world, including jets to get there and so on and so forth. While 99% of the Chinese are just like you and I, we're working our butts off trying to make a go of it. And there are hundreds of millions of Chinese who are slaving away at factory jobs producing telephones for us that cost $50 to $100 to make. We buy these for $1,000 to $1,500. Welcome to the real world. Anyway, that's the China issue, and that's not even the big story. The big story is that foreign capital is fleeing into the United States. It is foreign capital is nervous about being in Asia right now. Foreign capital is nervous about being in certain European jurisdictions. And foreign capital is trying to find a way into the US bond market, the one safe haven that the world believes in for transparency, stability, and openness, and for a real return on your money. And now, US Treasuries, 10-year Treasuries, a couple months ago, April, hit a high of 1.7% interest. And at that point in time, the thought over here between what we were talking about and what everyone was talking about is, oh my gosh, interest rates are soaring and we're going to go back to the 70s and we're going to have 18% mortgages and 20% car loans. And it's just going to be dogs and cats living together, complete Armageddon. Didn't happen. The 10-year note came back into the 1.4 range, 1.3 range. This morning, 1.22, from 1.3 last week to 1.22 interest on a 10-year note. Now, sounds cheap, doesn't it? But that's nothing. That's still expensive in the world of 10-year notes. You buy a German 10-year note, you'll get negative 0.2% interest. You won't even break even on a German 10-year note. You want to buy Japanese 10-year notes, you're not going to get any money either. The German is negative 0.38 actually this morning. The Italy note, and Italy, I mean, compared to America, Italy is a basket case. I mean, Italy's political system, financial system, they're a basket case compared to the United States or Canada or the UK. 0.7% is all you're going to get for an Italian 10-year note. It just blows my mind that you won't even get, that they have lower interest rates than America does. It's ridiculous. Spain, another basket case, 0.2%, 2.27, quarter of a percentage point is all Spain has to pay for 10-year notes. Is it any wonder Spain can't get its economic act together? If the world is stupid enough to give Spain money at a quarter of a point, why should Spain reform itself? Why should Spain make itself a better country? Unbelievable. The United Kingdom, 0.57%. This is the country that left the European Union under Brexit. Dumbest move the Brits have ever made. No matter how nationalistic you are, morons over there leaving the EU, because on the outside looking in, business is going, it's a lot more expensive to be in business in Britain than it is in the Europe. Why should I set up a shop in London when I can set up a shop in the EU and get a way better treatment with regards to paperwork. There are a lot of Brits right now who are regretting the fact that this vote went through and that the UK left the EU, because now the paperwork going forward to either travel, work, do business, and you name it, it's just going to be a nightmare. But hey, it's your own country. Do whatever you want. Isolate yourselves. Go ahead. Anyway, 0.57 interest rate in Europe and in the UK. Why should the Americans pay 1.22? I don't even know why the American rate is even at point, should be at 0.22. It should be at zero. The US 10-year treasury should be at zero. Why isn't it at zero is the question. Well, simple. Complete dysfunction in Washington. Complete dysfunction in Washington. Can't get their act together over there. And the divide is so ridiculous between right and left. Not going there, but I'm telling you, it's part of the dealio. What else is happening, and why else are the markets backing off this morning? Well, the reality is that in Europe, the worry is the Delta variant, the COVID variant, spreading like wildfire, absolutely spreading like wildfire. And it is becoming clearly evident that virtually all hospitalizations in Europe are from the COVID, the Delta variant of the virus. This thing is a super spreader. It is a absolute terror to the doctors, because they know that you walking in a shopping mall, just inhaling any kind of someone else's exhale from 10 feet away, you can catch this thing if you are not vaccinated. And shockingly, in Europe, there are countries with really low vaccination rates, despite all the death, all the suffering, the complete shutdown of the economies, no traveling, on and on and on go the restrictions, and yet the virus, the vaccination rates are like, they're like mediocre. It's unbelievable. This weekend, Canada has surpassed the United States in how many Canadians have had their first shot and have had now their second shot of the virus. Canada is quickly approaching 50% of adult population, of eligible adults, having both shots for their vaccines. United States is around 46%. So Canada just passed, or the US is 48. I think Canada's at 49.5, 50%. African countries, 1 to 2% vaccination rates so far in some areas where there are billions of people. I mean, there is a nightmare coming, and it's going to be the variant, the Delta variant. That's the one they're going to get it. South America, big problems. I have a suspicion that the markets have figured out, investors have figured out in Europe and Asia and the US that we could go back into another lockdown. We could go right back down to full-blown international shutdown of travel again. And this one will be until it's really over, because this variant is a killer. And I mean, a real nightmare. And the anti-vaxxers will scream till they can't scream anymore. That, no, it's just like a cold. You're fine. It's not a problem. The blood on the street there, it's nothing to look at here. It's nothing to see. Just go back amongst, go to your regular affairs. In Canada, we are hopefully and anxiously awaiting the border to open up, the land border between us and the USA. We're supposed to find out today whether that's going to happen or not. And we're beginning to get the impression that might not happen at all. It's so restrictive. It might be, both if you're vaccinated, you're allowed to go in, but on the way back, you may have all kinds of restrictions and testing requirements. And for a Canadian to go for a day trip to the US and back, you might have to have a test in the United States when you get there. You might have a quick test when you get back here. You're going to be nailed $100 each direction. So it's $200 for a day trip to the United States. We're worried about that. We're wondering, is that really coming? Absolute nightmare. I mean, who's going to go shopping for the day in Seattle from Vancouver, or who's going to go from Toronto to Buffalo and back to go shopping down there? For nobody. What, $200 a person? Are you kidding me? And what if you test positive? You're in the States, you get a quick test, and you test positive. Are you now in a 14-day quarantine in a Buffalo hotel that the government chooses at $200 a night? No discussion on the rate. I mean, are you kidding me? Yeah, I do not know. I worry that if this COVID variant is as bad as it could get. No matter how many of us are vaccinated in North America, we are a minority of the planet. We're nothing. And there's no way that Europeans will be allowed to travel outside of their countries. There's no way Europe will allow people in because they'll just re-shut down. Even though today is reopening day in Britain, the prime minister is in 10-day isolation because one of his assistants got it. I mean, it's just, it is laughable at how ridiculous this is. It is not law, which is kind of weird, but it could be, it should be perhaps. It should be an absolute federal mandate that everyone gets a vaccination. That's it. The only way you don't is if 3 doctors sign off on your health that you can't have it. But with the freedom thing going on, that's not going to happen. So this vaccine is going to go completely unchecked. This variant is going to go completely ballistic, and those who are not vaccinated are really asking for the worst of worst. Because in the U.S. right now, I think 90+% of people in the hospital in the United States suffering from the virus have not been vaccinated. Those who have been make up less than 1/10 of the patients. And that kind of shows me evidence that the vaccine works. It kind of works if, like, it keeps you out of the hospital. If it keeps you out of the hospital, it means that you're not that ill. You can get the vaccine, you can get the virus, but it won't affect you so much that you have to go to the hospital. But if you have to go to the hospital, chances are over 90% that you didn't get the vaccine. And so now we know. And my attitude is, you need to come into the hospital and you didn't get a vaccine, you pay the rate, you pay the freight. And if it's $5,000 a day, you pay $5,000 a day for a hospitalization. You die, you die. You recover, you recover. Took you 3 weeks. Great, 20 days, 100 grand, please. You're bankrupt. Too bad. You could have had the vaccine for nothing, free. Your fellow taxpayers are paying for it to get you a free vaccine. You choose not to get it, now you pay. I mean, that has to be the way. But again, what do I know? I'm just a guy in Creston trying to tell you what's going on in the market in plain English. And what's going on in the market in plain English is there are more sellers than buyers because people are worried about the evolution and direction of the way the economies seem to be going. There are certain stocks doing really well, certain companies doing really well. There are other companies trying to get going again, like all the travel stocks want to get going again. But today, the cruise lines are off 4 to 6% each. The hotels are down 2 to 4%. The airlines are down between 3 and 6%. We've got oil down $3 a barrel this morning at one point. It's now down $2.76 to $69 a barrel because the worry is, if they're not going to travel and they're not going to, we're going to have companies or countries shut down again, we're not going to need as much oil. We're going to delay the recovery another year. This puts oil back to $50 a barrel, and it's 69 now. It was 76 last week. We've begun to begin. We're in July. This is supposedly the high travel season for Americans to, go forth and camp and visit and everything else, and Canada too, and Europe as well. There's a lot of people asking themselves, are we going anywhere? Are we even going to leave the house? Oil's in trouble. The NASDAQ, the S&P, the Dow, trouble. And investors don't like that. Investors do not like uncertainty. They like certainty. They like to know what interest rates are going to be. They want to know what inflation is going to be. They want to know what government policies are going to be. They want to know what trading policies are going to be. They want superpowers like Russia, China, and the US to get along. That is what investors insist on before they risk money. They like their superpowers to get along or to find a way to smooth things out. Not happening right now. We got problems between Russia and the United States. We have problems between the United States and China. We have the Europeans having problems between themselves. This is not good for the environment. In any event, the good news is, if there is any good news, is that the declines are reasonable, acceptable within norms. And without the Dow off 5% in the pre-market, which would be basically, a 1,500 point drop, without a 1,500 point drop in the pre-market, the worry warts out there aren't going to go crazy and go, oh, it's the end of the world. 1.4% drop in the Dow to start the morning is within acceptable parameters. Wow. And it's too bad because last week, Thursday, Wednesday, the Dow was within 30 points of a new all-time high. Didn't happen. Didn't get it. And now we're now over, down over 1,000 points on the risk pre-market. In any event, this pre-market, we're now down 1,000 points from the all-time high or more. And we could have a correction on our hands, which might be a good thing technically. A correction would actually be welcomed by certain investors because it's going to shake out a lot of loose money, a lot of margin call money that's just hanging around. Get these folks shook out and then stabilize the market with a longer, stronger foundation. And it might take a week or two to kind of get a better direction of where we're headed and who's going to do what. But at this point, smart money is saying Washington is dysfunctional, London is dysfunctional, the EU is dysfunctional, China is closing in on itself to try to, it's got a China first nationality mentality going on right now. Not good for international relations, not good for international trade. Inflation is, showing here and there. That's holding people back. Not good for the stock market. Investors are pretty sophisticated bunch. They kind of know when to invest and when to kind of hold them and fold them. They kind of know. There you are. There's the thinking here. As far as I can tell you, are interest rates going up? Nope. Are mortgage rates coming down? Probably. Car prices are higher, but to finance them is lower. There is shortages of certain parts and computer chips and all that. I get that, but this is temporary, and it won't matter because if in the next month or two demand drops for new vehicles and used vehicles because people are going to decide they're staying home for another year, that could upset the apple cart in the auto business. And that could immediately turn things completely the opposite direction. There's an oversupply of vehicles everywhere because people aren't traveling like they thought they'd be traveling, or they aren't going to buy a new vehicle because they're not going to be driving back to work next year like they thought, or this year. A lot of you who talk to me and watch this channel, you're all thinking about, many of you are thinking about, is there a way I can be a self-employed person? Can I work from home remotely? Can I stay away from the office scenario? Can I stay away from this commute that I used to dread and cost me a lot of money? Because you figure out over a month how many times you commute back and forth, how many meals you eat at your office or at a restaurant nearby, how many coffees you buy, or the money you're spending to basically not be home and work. You realized, many of you, that can eat up to 10% of your after-tax money. And you're going, geez, I'd rather have that after-tax money in my pocket rather than going into getting to work and getting back and being there versus being here. And I have a better quality of life here because I control my schedule and I control my work environment the way I like it. A lot of you would like to maintain that. I can tell you that more and more businesses are beginning to figure out, as we've heard lately, businesses are demanding you come back to the office. And more and more are going, you know what? No, we're not going to do that. We don't need to do that. If we actually have people come into the office, into our complex, it costs us X amount of dollars a day on top of the wage to have the individual here. For all the others, we have to have parking. We pay business tax on every square foot that we utilize here. We have calculated as a corporation that for every dollar we pay a person to come into the office, we have to pay another $1.50 on top of that to provide the work environment for them to be here. Whereas if we have them work remotely, we can drop that down to like 10% because we have maybe managers here, supervisors here. Even our supervisors can be working remotely, which is something we never thought could happen before. We're quickly figuring out that it's way more cost effective to not have a huge number of people in a concentrated place, either in a skyscraper, in downtown, wherever, or a big business park, what have you. This is a better and more cost-effective way to be in business. And our employees are more productive. They're happier. And a lot of our employees are actually quite interested in us talking to them about just hiring them on a contract basis. We don't even have to hire people anymore as full-time employees. We can now hire people on a contract-to-contract basis, maybe a 3-month contract at a time or a 6-month contract at a time, because we have got so many applicants that would like to work remotely that we have the pick of the litter, and we do not need to find 500 or 5,000 or 1,500, however number of employees we have in our geographical area to work here. We can now scour the planet for the best 500 or 800 or 1500 or whatever number of people we need to work for us. They don't necessarily need to be in our region because they're not commuting in. They're working from home and all we need is internet connection. This actually has opened up the world to the best talented people available for our company's needs. This for employers is a revelation. For the employee, it's been a revelation for over a year already. So many of you out there really enjoy it and have found it liberating to be working from home and not to have to be one of the 500, 5,000, whatever grunts coming into the office every day, and then suffering the highs and lows of getting there and getting home, depending on weather, mood, how you feel. You got a sore back today, your knee hurts, you got a headache, whatever. If you're at home and you can rest another half an hour in bed or work from bed, I mean, literally, you don't feel that great. You get up and just make yourself your coffee and a bit of toast. You take your laptop and plug it in, and you're sitting on your bed and you're working there. Your employer doesn't know and doesn't care. As long as you get your work done, what do you care? For you, it's productivity. You're making money, even though you're not feeling up to par, but you're well enough to kind of pound away the keys for a while. You work an hour or two, take a nap, work an hour or two, have a bite to eat, work an hour or two, have another nap. You're still productive, and your bosses are happy. Your bank account is happy, and you're actually richer. Some of you who work for a number of employers rather than just one are actually setting up consulting practices, LLCs, and you're literally offering your services through a corporation, which then hires you at the pay you decide to pay yourself, and you charge it rent in your house because your LLC has to have a headquarters. And so your LLC has office expenses and what have you that you pay for around you, which are pre-tax deductions. The LLC then has a net amount left over after expenses off the top. Then it pays you, perhaps you and your better half, income split somehow. You pay yourself $60,000 a year, but it's 30 to you and 30 to your spouse, bringing both of your personal tax rates much lower, because instead of one of you getting paid $60,000, two are getting paid 30 or 29.9 or whatever that limit is. And the amount the personal taxation is much lower, and the corporation now writes off another X amount of dollars in expenses, and it ends up with a small profit of some kind, maybe even a medium-sized profit, which is taxable at corporate rates, which are much lower than personal rates. And now your corporation has money in its bank account, you have money in your bank account, your spouse has money in their bank account, and you're just that much further ahead economically, rather than being employees of companies with deductions at source, and you're now paying all your expenses on your after-tax net income with no ability to deduct anything. You do the math and go, wow, being an LLC entity where I offer my services to it, my wife offers her services to it, perhaps maybe we both work for this entity, one of us does, it doesn't matter. We are so far ahead after tax on this. Plus, a corporation can charge more for a job than a person can, because I get an opportunity to talk to an entity about a job they need done, a project they need done. I just give them a quote for the project. I don't give them an hourly rate, because as an individual, I had to give them an hourly rate. I had to tell them how much I charge an hour. For my company, it's a company that's being hired to do the job. We study the job, and the company quotes that this is a $12,000 job. And the other company goes, we'll hire you for that. And next thing you know, you do the math and you go, well, the amount of hours that we're going to utilize to do this job for $12,000, this is like triple the hourly rate that I would get if I quoted my job, if I quoted the work. A lot of you out there are thinking, well, I'm only worth $40 an hour, $30 an hour, $60 an hour. A corporation can be worth $200 an hour, $400 an hour. Other corporations don't blink at that price. Corporations to corporations just pay the menu price. How you break that money out is your business. All of a sudden you're realizing, oh my gosh, I'm making triple the hourly rate than I used to make on a personal level, but I'm not making it in my name. I'm making it through this corporation, and the corporation has all these deductions, and off of these deductions, we're paying all these expenses. I used to pay off my after-tax income. And we've got a company car. The car we used to have, the company has it now. It's a company car. That's a complete write-off. I never used to be able to write off my own car, but the company can. And On and on go the deductions. You have to go to a seminar in San Francisco next year for whatever, when it's safe to travel, to be a better whatever you're doing. The corporation sends you. You don't pay that out of your expense. The company pays for that. That's a legitimate business expense. But you take a few extra days when you're in San Francisco, either before or after the conference, maybe a whole week, to enjoy the area. Well, that's your personal time, but you got paid to go there. You got paid to stay there. You're getting paid to come back home. Pre-tax corporate expenses. Nice. There's some advantages here, and a lot of you have figured it out, and you've had a year to do this research. You're talking to tax advisors, you're talking to accountants, and you're figuring out, wow, corporations really get the breaks. It's unbelievable how corporate entities get breaks that people don't get. Yeah, because politicians love companies, hate people. They only love you when it's time for you to vote for them. After that, they love corporations. They don't give a crap about you after that. They give a crap about corporations because of the corporate power of super PACs. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, welcome to America. Welcome to the world. And here we are today. Thank you for being here. Hope I'm not boring you with my thoughts, my rants. It's 9:01 in the New York area, in the Eastern Time Zone, United States and Canada. And I welcome all of you to this show today. We're watching the pre-markets, trying to figure out where they're going, what they're doing, where we're headed. SoFi right now is $14.75, down 55 cents. The low this morning was around $14.55 at one point in time. It is now down $14.75. We're watching pre-markets in Europe, USA. We're watching interest rates. We're watching, what the futures are looking like, and on it goes. At the moment, I'm showing the Dow down 472 points in pre-market. I'm showing S&P down 47, and I'm showing NASDAQ down 125. The Dow is the worst performer as far as percentage goes, 1.37%. S&P at 1.1% lower. NASDAQ down 0.85% lower. Oil is down 254 a barrel to 69.27, which is 3.5% today. Interest rates right now, I'm looking at the U.S. 10-year at 1.23 at the moment. It is off 0.06. So this was at 1.29 to 1.3 on Friday, now at 1.23. They call it 6 basis points at this point. That is a serious drop in the world of bonds, but it is reflective of how much cash is fleeing to America. It's not like the money's landing in Boston and New York and like that. It's all electronic transfers. But U.S. bonds and U.S. treasuries are being picked up by foreign entities, whether they be governments, banks, mutual funds, hedge funds, ETFs, you name it, across the board. The investors are buying U.S.-backed dollar-denominated debt, mainly U.S. government-denominated debt, because they believe in the U.S. government's ability to pay it. And they're dumping off domestic debts that they have, or domestic assets. They're moving into U.S. assets. Now, some of these investments into the U.S. treasuries and whatnot are coming from the stock market. There are certain stocks being sold off here and there, might be U.S. stock, and they're just shifting U.S. dollars from one kind of class of investment into another. And so there's a lot of bond people moving dollars out of the markets, stock markets, and moving it into the bond market as a place to park the money for a couple of days to kind of, let's see where things settle down here. But this is causing a run on U.S. bonds and treasuries. Right now, 1.229, 1.230 for the U.S. 10-year treasury. This is under tremendous pressure on the upside. That means a lot of money coming into America, making the U.S. dollar stronger against other currencies, making imports cheaper for Americans, actually. In effect, Americans' standard of living has risen today. The market doesn't reflect it, though. The stock market is showing negative numbers at the moment. But actually, Americans, you're actually richer today compared to the rest of the planet, because the rest of the planet is investing in you and would rather have your dollars than the yuan or the yen or the euro. They'd rather have it more than others. So that's what's going on at this moment in time. Back to futures here, showing So I get this to work. There we go. Down 453 on the Dow. We were down over 500 points at one point this morning. Down 48 on S&P, down 121 on NASDAQ. Europe, the European markets still open. They're coming into their close in the next little while. We have a 2.3% drop on the FTSE, which is UK, I believe. The DAX, which is Germany, down 400 points or 2.65%. CAC 40, I believe that would be the French Paris markets, down 2.4%, 150 points. FTSE, which is also, I believe, Britain, down 3%. If I got this right, IBEX and the stocks, other indices are also down about 2.5%. So Europe is down between 2.5% and 3% this morning, worse off than the US futures. US futures are not as bad as how Europe is doing right now. As a matter of fact, Europe is down double in percentage terms than America is in the pre-market. So the United States is acting as a bit of a shock absorber right now. Money investors getting hammered in Europe, but in the U.S., the effect is barely half. That's a good sign. This is not an America problem. This is a global problem outside of America at the moment, having much more of an effect there than in the U.S. The problem, unfortunately, for America is the COVID variant. The Delta variant is now the number one version of the COVID virus in America and in Canada. We both of us have this now, and the majority of hospitalization cases in the U.S. and Canada are from the Delta variant virus. And over 95% of all patients in hospitals are unvaccinated patients. So there's the problem. And the reality is that the largest majority of people that are not vaccinated are younger. The aged, 65 and older like me, we got our shots. And the 85-year-olds and 90-year-olds and 100, they got shot first. They got their vaccines first, then finally us, and then the 50-year-olds and the 40s. But unfortunately, there are those in their teens and their 20s and 30s who think they don't have to do it because they think that they're strong and they're young and they're virile and they're going to be all right. It's just going to be a cold. What they're not getting and what is not registering, unfortunately, and doctors are having a tough time to get this message through, is that this variant has nasty side effects. And in some people, the side effects are lifelong afflictions with respect to the internal organs, whether it's a heart issue, liver, kidney, and others. But the young don't want to hear it. And there are those anti-vaxxers who are spreading the opposite news. And there's a lot of fake news out there about how getting the vaccine is actually bad for you. And there are those poor saps who believe this crap. The statistics are undeniable. In a hospital with 100 patients suffering from COVID, 99 of them are probably unvaccinated. End of story. That's end of discussion. That's it. That there's no other way to need to go. Simple as that. But that's just this old guy trying to figure common sense into a stupid story, into stupid people. What can I say? They're out there, and we know it. And there you have it. But you know what? There are opportunities to make money. And at the end of the day, we all have bills. We all have needs. And we all have to look after our families. And there are deals out there to be had here and there. And today, it looks like SoFi is a mega deal. $14.77 a share, down 54 cents. Coming into a pretty good buy zone, as if it hasn't been already. GameStop was at 169.04 on Friday, sitting now 164.15. This has been about the low-ish price of the day, within a half a dollar of this. 163.5, 164.5, kind of around here. We've only had 40,000 trade in the pre-market. 40,000 shares. That's it. We're down $5 in the pre-market, which means butt kiss, because the market, when it opens on New York, will be the true market as a whole, and we'll really see if there's any urgency of people who want to get out of GameStop because Europe is having a problem with COVID. I don't think that's a problem. Matter of fact, I think GameStop can go higher because if the COVID variant takes hold again and shuts down jurisdictions, GameStop makes more money because people will stay home and game. They'll buy online instead of going to the mall. GameStop is becoming an e-commerce powerhouse company. The stock will go higher, actually. SoFi, by the way, could go higher too. Why? Because SoFi doesn't have any bank branches. You can't catch COVID from banking with SoFi. You can't get sick. You don't interact with other human beings on a personal level. SoFi is all on this. This is SoFi. This is where your bank is. This is where your credit card balance is. This is your student loan balance is. This is your home loan, your mortgage. All your money is in here. It's all here. And so you are not going to catch COVID if you're banking with SoFi on here. It's the only way you can bank on SoFi is through this. I think this is good for SoFi. I think that it's bad for Bank of America. I think it's bad for Wells Fargo because these guys have branches. I think it's bad for Chase. I think it's bad for the big banks where you have to physically go in and do your business. I think it's bad for them. Good for SoFi. Plain English. SoFi, good. Bank branches, bad. That's as simple as I can make that. I try to do it in plain English as best I can, but it's not easy. It's tough. Gores Holdings, welcome to the last full day that Gores Holdings will exist as a company. Tomorrow, the 20th of July, there will be a virtual shareholder meeting between Gores, the Gores shareholders, to vote acceptance of a takeover of their company by Matterport. And that will go through. And this company, the day after tomorrow, by Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, will be known as Matterport. And they will change their stock symbol later this week. And we can say goodbye to Gores, GHVI, forever as another SPAC becomes a regular publicly traded company. And we know Matterport is on fire. And think about this. The variant continues along here, and there's more people looking to work remotely from home rather than in the office. The housing market's just going to keep on going. Anybody who's got a 3-bedroom house plus a den, or a 4-bedroom house plus a den, or a 3-bedroom house plus a garage that you can remodel with an office on top of the garage that you can redo. These homes are going to be hot, and they're going to keep going up in price with interest rates going down to afford them. It's a perfect storm. What do you need to sell a house like that? You need Matterport. You need to send the camera in there to take 3D imagery of the entire facility to give the next buyer an idea of what your house can look like when you do the renovation. Matterport is going to do extremely well, no matter the virus wins or not. It's just going to do extremely well. Your Gores stock is at $13.01 this morning, down 43 cents. But the volume is only 17,000 shares. So kids, it's cheap, kind of looking cheap, but I don't know if it's really available. By the time we open this market in 18 minutes, there might only be 500 shares available at 13.15, and then there's 500 at 13.40, and then there's 5,000 at 15.50, and we're up on the day. Good luck with that. We'll see what happens. Gores, say goodbye to Gores very, very shortly. AMC, are you going to go to the movies if there's a variant out there? Well, if you're vaccinated, you may feel empowered enough to want to do it. You may have to wear masks inside the movie theater going forward because they may demand that. If you're unvaccinated, you might not be allowed in to a movie theater. You may have to have proof of vaccination to go into a movie theater very shortly. It might get to that point. That could mean in the 20 to 40-year-old segment, the big core segment of AMC's audience, the folks who watch the most movies are people without children. They watch movies a lot. You remember when you didn't have kids? They're the most unvaccinated group out there. That's the core of AMC's business. If half of AMC's customers are not vaccinated, and they can't get into their theaters without having proof of vaccinations, think about what this stock is going to do. Right now, it's down 266 to 32.36. This is the low last week. For a moment in time, it touched the 32 level, bounced back right up to 39, tried to get to 40, couldn't do it. Last week was trading 100 million a day or more, lots of volume. 1.8 million this morning, down to 32.40, down 256. Doesn't look good for AMC if the variant virus is really going to take hold in the US, and in 50 states, they're all up on their virus counts right now. They're all higher. This could really upend the apple cart and kind of screw up AMC's plan to battle their way back. Just saying. I just want you to know. Can't say I didn't warn you. ME 23andMe. What is going on with 23andMe? Right now, not a lot. 15,000 traded in the pre-market. It's up 4 cents, 9.93. I have no news. I don't see any news at this point. I'd sure like to know if there is any news. If I see any, I'd love to, kind of go into that, but I don't have any news on 23andMe at this point in time. There's nothing that I can tell you about at the moment. IBM created havoc last week by staying under $140 a share. It is now $137.28 this morning, down $1.62. The stock was down to 137 about half an hour ago. It's come back a bit. The day today, we're supposed to get the earnings reports today. We're supposed to get the earnings reports from IBM. We're waiting to find out what they, what they're going to say. Let's see what happens. Anyway, that's all I know. I don't know what what the numbers are supposed to be for sure. We'll just wait and see what happens with it. When it comes out, it comes out. Apple today had a good couple of weeks lately. The shares hit a high of $150 a share for the year high. Right now in the pre-market, 143.72. I like Apple for the rest of this year. I really do. I think their earnings report will, come out next week. I think they report earnings. And I'm expecting stellar results, absolutely phenomenal stellar results for the previous quarter, like the quarter before. The shares right now are trading at 32.8 times PE multiple times earnings, but that is before these current numbers are released. My thinking is that after these numbers are out, the day after that, we'll look at the price of the stock, and I wouldn't be surprised if the PE multiple is down under 25. And that would make Apple attractive price-wise. At 32 to 34 times earnings, it's expensive. But in reality, if the company is generating the kind of revenue that justifies a 23 to 24% PE multiple, 23, 24 time multiple, I should say, not the percent, 23, 24 PE multiple, that puts Apple in the sweet spot. And that puts this stock in the range of $200 over the next few months. Just saying. There you go. I like Apple. There you go. Those are some of the main stocks I'm following right now. The Dow has reasserted its down dip, down 522 right now in the pre-market. S&P down 53, NASDAQ down 139. 1.5% drop for the Dow right now. 1.24% drop on S&P, and a 1% drop, or just under 1% drop for NASDAQ. Oil holding at 265 down dip right now at 69.16. Barely hanging on to $69 a barrel. But my attitude on oil has been consistent that this thing is so overpriced. It's ridiculous. 45 to 50 should be the price range for oil, in my humble opinion. There's plenty of it. OPEC has agreed to produce 400,000 barrels more a day as a group to increase production and all that. That means they're going to produce 2 million barrels a day more. They all cheat. They all fib. They all lie. They all overproduce. And they all say that, oh, yeah, let's do this together. But they're a hodgepodge of losers, these guys. They can't get their acts together. But that's all right. That's good for us. Keeps gas cheap. If these guys actually had their act together and they did what they were supposed to do, they would be restricting oil right now. They'd actually be cutting it by 2 million barrels a day. If they were smart, if they had any chutzpah, they had any brains at all, these guys would be cutting production by 2 million barrels a day, causing it to go to $85. In effect, they would make more money with less production. They would be economically stronger because they could lay off people. They wouldn't have to have so many employees working, and they would bring in way more money and diversify their economies into other areas. They'd be able to afford to do that. But they're so addicted to this easy cash, they think that they have one thought in mind. They don't trust their other partner, and so they just overproduce because they think everyone else is, which means they all overproduce. And they're driving down the price of their own commodity by producing more of it. And that means they're getting less money for their oil. They can't replace the barrels they're selling right now at $69 a barrel. You don't grow oil. You extract oil out of the ground that is like 3 million years old or 1 million years old. That's how old this stuff is. You can't just, from 1970 to 2021 make new oil from your oil fields. No. You pull it out, and that's it. And now find another oil field. But These guys have always been this way, and I love them. I just love them. It keeps our prices down and allows us to enjoy a better quality of life. What can I say? Oil is at, like I say, 69.40. The Dow down 512 on the pre-market. S&P down 53. NASDAQ down 135. We're going to have a down dip to start the market here in 10 minutes. The question is, how long and how far will this go? Are we going to open with are we going to come into this market with a pre-market negative of over 500 on the Dow, but we only reach 350 on the actual Dow first trade? And do we touch 450 and then bounce right back and only be down 250? Are we going to see the market only be down 100 points when the day is done? Or is this selling momentum going to build from Asia to Europe to now America and go worse? That's the big question. And that's how a lot of people make a lot of money. People are guessing. You guess right, you done well. You guess wrong, you didn't do so well. If you were watching my classes this weekend, you were learning all about option trading, aggressive option trading on Saturday and aggressive option writing on Sunday. And later today, we will have one of those two classes. I think the Saturday class will be up on the website for any of you to watch at your leisure. And by tomorrow, we'll have the Sunday class up and ready to go. We happen to cover over those classes, especially on Saturday's class, we covered a couple of strategies about it doesn't matter what direction the market's going to go. You can buy options and make money anyway. And if you would like to learn how to do that, wait for that edited video to come up later today and check it out yourself and see what you think. There's all kinds of strategies that we've covered. And it's becoming obvious to me, being the instructor that I'm becoming on weekends, a lot of you are really interested in figuring out how options work, much more than just the basics. You're curious about how the calls work, how the puts work, how to write calls, how to write puts, but you're also incredibly interested and incredibly curious about option strategies like straddles and spreads and all of these other complicated scenarios. So I'm going to have to put some classes together for that. We'll be announcing later today that the names of the classes, the topics of the classes for this coming weekend. So stand by, bear with me. Members of this channel, if you're a member of this channel, you will get an alert later today telling you what classes we're going to have on Saturday this week and Sunday this coming week. And you'll be given your invite to respond to me and Jennifer and I to say you're interested in being a student for Saturday and or Sunday's class or both. And then we'll send you the invites to get you in and get you registered. Thank you, all of you who have been joining us. They've really been great. These classes have been fantastic. I really love the interaction that we're having back and forth between student and instructor. It's really showing me what it is you want me to tell you. I'm desperately trying to ask you that, and you are delivering. And I thank you all very much for that. And I look forward to this week's classes coming up on Saturday and Sunday. Beautiful. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you all for being here this morning. I know I've opened up the comments to anyone and everybody today. I appreciate you all here today. It's nice to have you. I know a lot of you are talking to each other and talking back and forth about what's going on. I appreciate it. I'm going to turn off the comments and just make it for members only from here on out. If you're a member of this channel, you can comment here all day long with me and use the emojis and talk to each other. Those of you who are not members, please consider becoming members of this channel. You can also join us for classes. You'll get first dibs, first slots for the live classes, and you'll also be in line to receive updates every time I do an update on a stock or I come up with a new stock to follow. Those of you who are members get heads ups on that. Membership has its privileges, and I thank you all for seeing me and being here today and hanging out with us. And I look forward to a bunch of you hopefully joining us in the not too distant future. That would be terrific. All right, there we are. We will set up the chat for member only, and thank everybody for popping in for the first a bunch of time here. We're now at 6:24 in the morning. Is that right? 6:24. So we're down to 6 minutes before we open for the day, and looking forward to seeing how this day is going to go for us. Welcome one, welcome all to the channel and the show. Never a dull moment, I'll tell you, at all. Absolutely never a dull moment of what's going on. Here in Creston today, we're going to be hot, hot, hot. We're hitting 97 to 99 today for our expected high temperature. We have forest fires in our province all over the place, and we're thankfully here in Creston, we're safe. We're sound as a pound. We're all fine, but it is warm and dry. We're hanging in there. Thank you, by the way, for the 316 thumbs ups to start the day. I appreciate that. For all of you who are helping out, throwing thumbs ups our way. We're at 14.89 now on SoFi, down 41 cents. Seem to be coming on a little bit here. We were down as low as 14.55, then we hung around the 14.70 range. Now we're pushing 14.89 to 14.90 as we're coming into the 5-minute mark before we start trading for the day. Remember, SoFi will do well if this variant keeps causing problems, because SoFi is the bank you deal with online only through your app. You can't catch the variant, the Delta variant, using SoFi as your banker. $14.99 on SoFi now. We're about to hit 15. Just broke it. 15.10 now on the pre-market on SoFi. We're down 26 cents at the moment. 15.04, 15.10 as it's coming on with volume. 1.1 million volume on SoFi has now come through. So there is obviously some buying interest coming into SoFi shares right now. 1.1 million shares have come on here just in the last few minutes. Lots of volume is kicking in on SoFi. $15 a share right now, down 30 cents on the day from Friday's close of 15.30. And we'll watch that market as we get ready to trade in about 3.5-4 minutes from now. How about that? GameStop, another stock that can go up in a variant COVID variant scenario. GameStop 164.67, down only 4.37 a share. That stock can go higher because, of course, GameStop is becoming an e-commerce company, and they don't need you to come into their stores for you to buy their merchandise. You can buy it from the comfort of your own living room, and they will deliver it to you. And so you'll play your games at home, you'll have your items delivered to you at home, and GameStop will become your one-stop shopping center for anything gaming, including tournament play. Now we're talking about rumors on GameStop. The rumors now are NFT about to be launched at any moment in time, the non-fungible tokens division. And we're hearing more and more talk about coins, GameStop coins, which could become rather interesting, especially if rumors are true that there is a possibility that the company might issue dividends to all their shareholders in the form of GameStop coins. If that were to happen, we would find out fairly quickly how many shares are short out there, officially and unofficially, through obviously artificial means and synthetic means and so on and so forth. Because if this company is going to issue dividends in the form of coins, we may find that the shorters will have 30 days to get out of their short positions, so they don't have to cough up these coins, because you can't cough up money. You can't cough up money for a dividend. You have to cough up the coin. The problem with the coin is it's not that readily available in the corner. You can't go buy it at 7-Eleven or anything like that. You got to buy it online, and it's from those who have the coins that you buy it from, which could theoretically mean that a GameStop coin worth $1 might trade at $2 or $3 in value, triple its value, which means, of course, you getting a dividend in GameStop coins. If you get a $10 dividend for every share you have, just use this as an example. I'm not sure what the number would be, but what if it is $10 a coin? $10 a share. If your $10 dividend is all of a sudden worth $30 because the coin has gone up to triple value because there's no availability of the coin, could move your market dramatically. And the buying back of stock from shorters trying to get out from underneath this position could be so dramatic for those of you who have your shares. You could see your shares reach $300-400 a share just on this dividend move. Here we go, which of course would create more pressure on the coin, which one drives the other. It could be a most interesting time of it. We'll see what happens. We never have a dull moment in this market, do we? We're down 536 going into the opening right now. They're getting ready for the bells. We're down 500, and we're waiting for the bells to start the ring. We're down 55 on S&P, down 135 on NASDAQ. and crude is down to 69.14 a barrel right now. There is your pre-market rant from yours truly, and thank you all of you for this being here. Leon wants to know, do I need to re-up my subscription manually, or is it done automatically? Pretty sure I've been subscribed for over a month, but my bagel is still blue. I do not know, my friend. You have to take a look at your settings as to how you set up your membership with me. A lot of you have just honored me by doing an automatic renewal where just every month it's just done automatically. Some of you, though, are doing a manual re-up. You've got to check your own settings on that. I have no idea. It's not. It isn't done with me. It's done with YouTube, and YouTube is handling all of that. Anyway, there you go. That's what I know is going on. Anyway, thank you. Yes. Let's see. Interesting. What else is going on here? Well, let's see what's going on. Let me see what's happening with the markets. Let's see if we can get the markets trading. The bells are ringing. We're going to start going right here, right now. Let's find out where we're at. I'm showing early trades. SoFi, double checking to see if it's actually open yet. I'm looking at 1492, 1494, I think. 1489, I think. GameStop 162.42, ATIP 805, AMC at 32.18, Gores at 13.01, 23andMe at 9.87, Fifth Wall 10.75, Vector at 10.40, NavSite $10. We're going to give it a moment or so to kind of let these quotes and trades go through because we have to just let the market open up in an orderly fashion. I'm showing the Dow down 487 points, down 485. S&P down 52, NASDAQ down 168. We'll see where these markets start. SoFi now 1506.07, still down 20-something cents. Too early to tell for sure. 1.8 million on the opening salvo for SoFi. We were over a million in the pre-market. 1507 right now, down 23 cents. This is not anywhere near 1455, but we've only just started. Let's see how this really goes. GameStop 165.21, down only 380 a share. It's only down 380. 125,000 shares. There is no panic selling on GameStop at all. There's nothing there. That's a good sign. ATIP at 803 on 10,000 shares, down 14 cents. AMC 5,200,000 at 32.88, down 208. Gores on 49,000 shares, sitting at 13.11 after starting at 13, so it's down 33 cents. 23andMe 85,000 shares trading at 9.87, down 2 cents. Hardly a problem. These stocks are not, part of the 400-point drop in the Dow, nothing like that. The Dow down 500 points right at this moment. S&P down 54. NASDAQ down 188. NASDAQ is now approaching, along with S&P, the Dow dip. The Dow's down 1.5%. S&P and NASDAQ down 1.33 to 1.35%. That's kind of where they're at. So these markets are catching up to the Dow. As a matter of fact, as of right now, the NASDAQ is off more than the Dow, 1.46 versus 1.45% for NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is now going lower than the Dow in a percentage move. That makes sense, though, because NASDAQ has the FANG stocks making up a majority of that index. That index is dominated by the big boys in the market. We have IBM down $1.44. We have Microsoft up 262. We have Apple down 356. That's over 2% this morning. We've got Amazon down $49 to $35.15. We have Facebook down $6. Google down $36. These are the stocks that are dominating the NASDAQ 100. And that would make sense that they are part of the, some of them are part of the Dow, but they're all part of the NASDAQ 100. And so the 100 index down 209, 1.45% on NASDAQ. The Dow down 471, 1.3% at this point. These markets are nowhere near as bad off as the European markets. The markets in Europe really took a tumble. I'm just going to take a look and see how they're doing. Now that New York is open, we'll watch on Europe to see how it's reacting. And looking at the FTSE, the FTSE is down 160, but it's a little better than before. We've got the German DAX showing, if I can get it to work here, a flatlining right now, not falling any further. France a little better. Yeah, the markets in Italy, Spain, Italy, they're all flatlining now because the United States is not joining the party. The United States is off, yes, but it's nowhere near off like Europe is off. Europe is down over 2.5%, 3% in some cases. The United States is off 1.3, 1.4. And as I had speculated earlier, it looks like the U.S. market is, yeah, it's down, but not so much. And we'll see how this kind of plays itself out. Right now, our stocks that we like to watch the most, SoFi, 1505. Last trade, high and low, 1509 for the high, 1487 for the low. That 1487 must have been a first flash trade, and we've been mainly over 15 ever since for the first 5 minutes. I would say 4 minutes 30 seconds over 15 a share, and only 30 seconds under. But a quote is a quote, a trade is a trade, and so 1487 is your low, 1509 is your high, 1504 is your current last trade. Volume on SoFi to start the morning, 2.36 million so far. Okay, GameStop, 164.98, down for something. We're at about 168,000 traded. Nothing to worry about here. We know GameStop can run up $10 in 3 minutes. ATIP, 796 on sale right now. This is the low of the day on 40,000. So very little volume, but it's negative. Somebody wanted out. AMC down 295 to 3201. This is just around the low of the day on 7.7 million shares. Gores Holdings 1288, the low of the day ballpark, down on 79,000 shares. Very little. I think a lot of buyers are on the sidelines going, how low is this going to go? And then I'll pick it up. People are playing probably that game right now. 23andMe down 16 cents to 973 on 124,000. SoFi going up 15.15 now, only off 15 cents on the day. SoFi is actually performing better than many other stocks. We're down 0.8% on SoFi. Not even 1 percentage point drop here. So this stock is on its way up, back up and quickly. The question will be, will SoFi actually go positive? Because again, you cannot catch COVID from banking with SoFi. So this stock should not suffer COVID-related problems. As a matter of fact, if people are going to be stuck at home, SoFi will be busier because more people will do online banking rather than personal banking. They'll open up accounts with these guys. 15.19 down 11 cents on SoFi right now. That's what we're showing. GameStop down 5.16 to 163.88. ATIP still at 796. AMC 31.49 down 350 now. AMC getting hammered, down over 10%. That means it's on the short sale restricted list for the balance of the day today and tomorrow. AMC off more than 10% this morning. Gores down 46 cents, 12.98. 23andMe down 16 to 973. Fifth Wall down 44 to 1052. Vector down 50 cents to 1030. Navsite down a nickel to 9.95. Starboard down a penny, 9.95. These are slight moves. They're not the big down dips that others seem to be having. Vanek is down 381 to 243. Home Depot down 384 to 317.70. IBM down $1.23, 137.67. The low on the IBM, 136.21. It's now come back $1.50. It's 137.77. Actually, IBM right now is at the high price of the morning for this stock, down $1.13. This is the best level of the day on IBM right now. Because earnings come out tonight, and I think there are speculators going, I think these numbers are going to be pretty good. I don't know why I'd want to be selling this stuff down here. 137.89 on IBM, down $1 now, just only down $1, coming on with some volume. Interesting to see IBM reacting. Dow is still down 478. And Microsoft down only $1.95. It was lower. It was as low as 277.84. It's now 278.80. It's come back almost $1. That was a short-lived drop. We've got Apple at 143.14, the low of the day, 142.50. And it's now bumped back approximately 60 cents a share, down 3.25 still at this moment in time. Apple's earnings, I believe, are next week. Tesla down $14. Royal Caribbean down $3 a share, 308 to 69.31. Norwegian down $1.08 to 22.06. Carnival down $1.11 to 19.82 or 19.81. Amazon off $48. Facebook down 5. Alphabet down 42. Those are the stocks causing the most headaches for NASDAQ and partially the Dow, partially S&P. We have the Dow now down 474, S&P down 54, NASDAQ down 193, SoFi back to $15 a share, having reached 15.21. It touched 15.21 just about 2 minutes ago, as I was alluding to how close SoFi was to breaking even. Just took a shot back here in 2 minutes to 14.99, 2.8 million volume at the moment on SoFi, 14.99 last trade. Now 15.01, back to 15.01. So there was a seller that came in or a shorter stepped in. Someone trying to cause a headache for SoFi shares. Who knows? Jumped back to the 14.98 range. Now we're at 15.01 again, and the volume now on SoFi 2.82 million. So we're approaching 3 million volume on SoFi. Down 440 on GameStop, 164.61. The low of the day on GameStop, 161.22 for all of you bargain hunters out there. Now at 164.80. So we're up 360 a share from the low. We were down 780. We're only down 420 on GameStop volume. 274,000. There is no volume here. There is no mass exodus. There is no panic selling on GameStop at all. This is quiet opening, but the print is the print. It's down almost $5 a share, and that's what you gotta deal with right now. ATIP just bumped over $8 again, 802 now, down 15 cents. ATIP touched 795 for a moment. Now at 802. Gore's over 1303, got as low as 1283. It just bumped up 20 cents. 23andMe, 963. The low of the day, 961. And 144,000 shares. We're at the low of the day on ME at the moment. Fifth Wall Acquisition down 40 cents, 1056. Low of 1048. And Vector Acquisition 1031, low of 1029 right now on 128,000 shares. That's where we're at. IBM now down less than $1, 93 cents on the down dip on IBM, coming back up again. Then as I speak, it just dropped to 109 drop. So it just dropped again. But it is approaching the high of the days. Seems to be going to kind of come up 2 steps down, one up, two down, one up, 2 down, one. As IBM is recovering. The Dow down, unfortunately, 523. But not down 1,000. If it was Europe, it was doing what Europe was doing, it would be down 1,000. It is not. S&P down 1.3%. NASDAQ now only down 1.2%, where all of a sudden in 5 minutes, NASDAQ was the worst performer. Now it's the best performing index, down 1.2%, whereas the Dow is down 1.5%. That's what we have at the moment. Okay, there it is. We'll see how this wants to play itself out. We're here. We're watching it. We're not going anywhere. Let's see what's going on. Everybody, welcome to the show. I'm glad you're here. Folks talking to each other, talking about what's going on, how it's doing, where it's going, what we're about, what's the meaning of life, what's going to happen to us, why is this doing this to us? Can't people be nice? What can I say? 1503 on SoFi right now, down 28 cents. Low of the day, 1487. High of the day, 1521. 1505 now, coming on again on SoFi. GameStop 163.62 down 541, jumping around like dollar every couple of minutes, every couple of moments, $1 up, $1 down. ATIP up to 804 now, still down 13 cents. At this point in time. There you go. There's the dealio, watching these markets. Okay. Thank you guys. I'm glad you're here. I bought some more GameStop. I can't help myself, says Kath. And a good morning from Kayla and everyone to everybody else. Welcome welcome all to the show. Nice to see you here. Here we go. SoFi's good support. Wire lighting. It's 1508 now on SoFi, coming back up again. Um, I named my puppy SoFi, but now its nickname is Jackass. SoFi 1510, 1511 coming on again. Oh, that's funny. Beautiful. All right. SVAC, 28th of July meeting. Check SEC filings. Well, wouldn't that be great if that is truly official? That would be super. It's unchanged. 996. It's unchanged. That's outperforming the market by a wide margin. Oh man, well that's good news. I hope that's real. That would be great. Let me double check on my end too. SVAC now at 996 on the day, up a penny. Hey, we're getting richer on SVAC. So let's see. This is the Sextera deal that they're putting together, and let's take a look at SEC filings if we can, and see if there's been any kind of announcement here. Looking for an 8K filing. Let's see. And they've got a thing. Yeah, they got a merger. And a special meeting, July 28th. Record date, June 28th, special meeting. Looking at all this. Is this the official dealio? What do we got here? Special meeting, July 28th. That's in 9 days to approve the merger. And it looks like it's happening quick. It's coming right up. July 28th, it looks like. 60 data centers from Sykestra. They're going to take over the company. They're providing services to over 2,300 customers already. Sykestra does through their server farms. That will now be the Gores. That will now be the SVAC company under the name of Sykestra. Very good. I like the sound of this. I'm hopeful that that this will translate into some stock movement. I'm very happy to see that. We'll keep an eye open for that market. Obviously, what a day to break it. But here we have the break at this point. I'll take it. There it is. July 16th announcement was apparently made. I didn't see this announcement on the 16th. I don't think anyone alerted me to this either. July 28th is the official meeting of this for this vote. Fabulous. That's wonderful. Okay, great. Another one that we can count on now. Tomorrow is Gores Holding becoming Matterport. July 28th will be Sykestra taking over, or Sixtra taking over SVAC. SVAC right now, 996, unchanged on the day, on 78,000 shares. So at the moment, kind of quiet, but we'll take this news as a positive development. That's how I'm going to look at it for sure. GameStop, 164.31, 165.32, down 370 now. This is about the high, coming up to the high range of the stock on the day pretty quickly here. Hopefully that'll give us even more. Right on. 15.21 on SoFi again. I believe we're matching our high of the day. Is that right? Or did we get even higher? 15.23 we just had a moment or two ago. 15.23. So we're down a dime on SoFi. We're down 535 on the Dow, 54 in S&P, 154 in NASDAQ. But NASDAQ now is only down 1.0%. That actually has improved by half a percentage point in the last little while, because NASDAQ was down over 200 points not too long ago. The Dow is the worst performer, down 1.56. That's what we have at the moment. 15.21 on SoFi, 15.20, 15.21, down 9-10 cents a share only on SoFi. SoFi definitely improving this morning as we are watching this carefully. Okay, very good. We'll take that gain. We'll take that, better movement. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I got assigned on 175 strike GameStop on Friday. I got the shares today, but it's saying the cost is 171%. Not complaining. Was this normal? Why does this happen? I'm wondering, Kevin, when you wrote the contract, you wrote the put, I guess. What did you get for it? What did you get paid for the put? Was that the difference between this 171 and 175, or is this a glitch with your brokerage firm? Again, it could be one or the other. I don't know, my friend. Of course, whatever you got paid for the put, when you sold it, you deduct that off the 175 cost factor, and that's your true cost, right? So if you were paid $5 a share premium, you're only paying 170 for the stock. If you're paid $10 premium, you're only paying 165. So that's what I see from here. But again, I don't know what you got paid on the right. Okay, let's go. Any word on the VACQ vote date? Sounds like July 28th. That's the deal. That's in 9 days. That's next week, Wednesday. Fantastic. Takeoff. What's with the deal with ME? It's sitting at $9.52, down 37 cents. It's on sale. And what can I say? SoFi finally taking a shot. Needs to go much higher, like now, please. Yeah, I agree. Why are ME shares so locked up for 7 years, and is this causing a current low price? No, actually, that's a good thing. Insiders of ME are saying to the market, we're not selling for at least 7 years. We're committed to the cause. We will work this company much, much stronger, much further down the road before we can sell any of our stock. That should take off the minds of existing shareholders any worry about insiders selling on ME. This is a good thing. That's my thought. Okay, what can I say? It is the 52-week low at the moment, but it isn't 52 weeks old. This company is only a month old, listed as a SPAC, back in whatever, when did it really start here? I don't know, I can see this here. January. It started off in January this year. That's as old as this company is. And right now we're sitting at 954 on 255,000 shares. Low of the day, 950. SoFi, 1510, watching it closely, 1512 right now. It looks to me like SoFi wants to take a shot and go higher on the day. It's at 1515 now. It just looks to me like it's 2 steps up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down, 2 up, 1 down. And I just get the impression that SoFi is just going to keep on going here. The volume coming in on the stock is pretty good. 3.5 million traded so far in 21 minutes. We'll see if this continues on, and SoFi could actually be up on the day at any time. 587 down dip on the Dow, down 1.7%. That's the low point of the Dow right now. S&P 62-point drop. NASDAQ down 172, not quite at the low of the day. That's what we got. Goldman Sachs apparently is losing ground today. Same with JP Morgan. JP Morgan down 448. Goldman down $14 a share to $350 on Goldman Sachs, trading at 6.4 times earnings. This is trading at a third of what it should be trading at, in my humble opinion. Even if it were trading at 15 times earnings, it would be 2.5 times this price. That would take it to, again, it's $1,000 a share. This stock should be 800 to 1,000 a share. It's at 350. It's just incredible to me. Absolutely incredible. If you buy it for a dividend yield, you get 2.1% interest, 2.2% a yield on your money. That'll pay you better than any bank will pay you just on a dividend. It's amazing to me how undervalued this stock is being beat up on the Dow. I don't get it. I don't understand how no investors, no serious size investors are buying this thing up. I'm shocked at that. $119 billion market cap. I don't get it. I'm throwing my hands up, going, don't know. This is the weird market. That is a quality company, and that is a company dealing in the cash business. I mean, I just don't know. Sure, lower interest rates hurt yields, but these guys have markups. They make all kinds of money on fees, consulting fees that have nothing to do with interest rates. Oh, they make money. But I don't know. The Dow down 600 points right now, officially down 600 points on the Dow. SoFi 1513 down 17 cents. Gore's down 582 to 163. So we have a 600 point drop on the Dow, officially printed 601 right now, down 1.7% as we're coming into the first half hour of the opening market at the moment. There you go. What can I tell you? What stock is he talking about undervalued? Goldman Sachs, GS, way undervalued. I have 4 calls on 23andMe 1250 strike, expired October. I paid $1.05 for a call. Suggestions: sit tight and just wait it out. Just sit tight. Yeah, this 23andMe can pop $2 at any time. to 11.46. A day later, can pop another 2 to go to 13.46, and you'll go, why didn't I buy more of those calls? They were cheap. I should have bought more. That's all you do. Just sit tight. If you can pick off any 10s, pick off some 10s. If they're cheap, keep ramping up. Where will the buying on GameStop come from? Seems people are more about holding than buying. Well, shares change hands all the time, and they change over all the time. Believe me, there are billions of dollars waiting to go wherever the next deal is perceived to be. And when the market believes that GameStop is about to become much more valuable as a corporation, they'll jump into the stock. GameStop has had trading as high as 200 million shares a day when they were $300 and $400 a share. So we have seen tens of billions of dollars go through this stock in a week. It can happen at any time. All depends on just corporately how it's going. JC, today feels like a party where the appetizer table has all sorts of assorted dips, but no chips. Let's see. The GameStop buying will come from short hedge funds when margin calls come. Spark, is anyone talking about the lawsuit against the big banks about rigging credit, default swaps? Seems like that would be negatively affecting the stock. This never ends. This is always out there. It's nothing new. I got another 50 shares of 23andMe at 940. Nicely done. Nicely done. Sleepy investor. Uncle Bruce, thoughts on mRNA? They're going to be included in the S&P 500. This is Moderna. You're talking about Moderna. I don't think the stock is cheap. Moderna shares are expensive now. They are sitting at, where am I here? Moderna, $298.42, up 11, $12 here. The high, all-time high, 302. That was set on Friday. So I would not be a buyer of Moderna, and I would not be looking for the stock to go much higher with the inclusion. I think that the run has happened from 250 to here. It's over. Mike Sullivan was drooling all over Goldman this week, and it's even better today. I agree. I think if you're a long-term believer, if you can buy a contract for a year out or longer, Goldman is for you. And if you can buy an in-the-money contract, that's the way to go. But you gotta take your position, and you gotta hold your nose and jump into the pool because at 351. It's down $13. At 360, it was a bargain. I think at 400, it's a bargain. At 450, it's a bargain. My personal opinion. But 351. If you can scoop some 340s or 330s, 335s, anywhere in these 330 to 340 neighborhood, you can buy contracts way out there with very little premium on top. This stock reaches 400 a share. You are laughing big time. Goes to 360, you're already making money. I mean, obviously, with a low premium on it. Anyway, there you go. So when these newer SPACs merge and they fall almost under entry price, is it just hedge funds selling to profit on a short position? Obviously, retailers like us are selling. Matt, it's a million reasons why these are doing it. But I have to say that in the last month or so, there's been a real a shift away from growth stocks. And it has hurt the small cap companies, and that's SPACs for sure, and many thousands of other stocks that are under $50 a share. There's just been a real exodus of money into other areas, but what goes around comes around, and what ends up happening is when the money comes back into growth stocks, they look for the companies with the greatest growth potential, and that's where your SoFis come in. That's where your Gore's Holding comes in. ATIP, ME, all of these SPACs have tremendous growth opportunity. They're sitting on a mountain of cash. They have no debt. So you'll avoid growth stocks with debt. You'll buy growth stocks with no debt, with lots of cash. And that puts these guys in the top 25, top 50 picks of hundreds of millions of investors around the world. It's just a matter of time where the markets come the other direction. And this is the first area they'll go into. Just saying. Just saying. All right. What else is going on here? I got Gore's at 1288. Oh my goodness. 1282. All righty. Let's see. Wow. ME going for 939 on ME right now. And let's see. B Fitz is saying, I might just refrain from actually looking at my counts today. I don't see it. I don't know anything about it. I don't have to worry about how low they are or what they're doing. 1501 on SoFi right now. 1501 down 29 cents on SoFi. It's been jumping around a lot. the high of the day for SoFi, 1523. And the volume is approaching, 4 million now? 4 million volume on SoFi. GameStop, 160, 168. This is the low-ish range of the day on 500,000 shares. So GameStop has given you some buy opportunities. Now back to 162. ATI Physical down to is now at 814. It was as low as 795, and 816 is the high of the day. So it's approaching the high range of the day and coming on. Down like a nickel. AMC 31.22 down 374. Gores 12.87 down 57 cents. Low of the day 12.80. We've got ME at 9.42. We have Fifth Wall down 38 cents to 10.50 something. 10.52 right now, near the low of the day. We've got VACQ down 41 cents, down to the low of the day 10.27, now 10.39. A little better. We have SVAC calling their shareholder vote for July 28th. So tomorrow we say goodbye to Gores Holdings as it becomes Matterport. Next week, Wednesday, we say goodbye to SVAC as it becomes Sixtra. These two SPACs are shifting out, which brings us down to only a couple of SPACs left that haven't shifted yet. Things are happening quickly. NavSite down 9 cents to 9.91. Starboard value unchanged, 9.96. Vanek Vectors down 4.35. Home Depot down 5.30. IBM down $1.67. Dow down 6.75. 6.82 for the Dow. Right now is the low of the day-ish for the Dow 30. That's what we've got right now. Let's take a look at winners and losers on the Dow as we check out where we're at here. The Dow 30. Alrighty, let's see. We've got, let's take a look here if we could. Let's see. The worst performers on the Dow in dollars. Goldman down 12.80 a share. Boeing down 11.70 a share, excuse me. Visa down 8.30 a share. Honeywell down $7. American Express down $6.50. Walt Disney down $6. Caterpillar down $5.80. Home Depot down $5.66. JP Morgan $4.49 on the downside. Apple down $4.40 a share to $141.94. McDonald's down $4. Travelers down $3.50. Salesforce down $3.30. Chevron down $3.30. United Healthcare down $3.20. Microsoft down $2.70. 3M down $2.60. Nike down $2.50. Dow Chemical down $2.40. International Business Machines down $1.59. Johnson & Johnson down $1. Intel down 86 cents. Coca-Cola down 62 cents. Verizon down 48, Merck down 45, Cisco down 43, Walgreens down 43. The three winners, Amgen up 17 cents, Procter & Gamble up 59, and Walmart up 57. Those are the only three Dows that are holding their own. Right now I'm showing Walmart and Procter & Gamble up and everything else upside down on the low side right at the moment. That is the Dow scorecard right now, down 699, approaching a 700-point drop, down 2% on the Dow. S&P down 1.7, NASDAQ down 1.6. With those drops, we're showing our favorites under pressure, but not leading the way. They're down, but they're not plummeting. We have SoFi down 35 cents to $14.95. We have GameStop down 6.92 to 162.12. ATIP down 6 cents. AMC, unfortunately, is a loser, down 3.80 to 31.16. The low on AMC, 31.15. We're at the low right here. 19.9 million shares traded. A lot of speculators in that stock. A lot of margin accounts probably getting hammered right now on AMC. If you've written call contracts against your AMC, you're doing great. Your premium's got to be plummeting. You can probably buy these contracts back for pennies on the dollar. Gores down 51 cents to $12.92. They become Matterport tomorrow night. 23andMe, $9.34, down 55 cents. This is about the low. $9.26 was the low price. $9.34 right now. Fifth Wall, $10.52, down 44 cents. VACQ down 40 cents. NavSite down 9 cents. Starboard down a penny at the moment. That's where we're looking at our markets right now, kids. Okay, there it is, 734 on the Dow. It's the loser at the moment. It's the big loser. SoFi back to 14.97, trying to come back to 15 again. We got S&P down 78. We have NASDAQ down 244. Oil down 368 a barrel to 68.13. Oil has dropped $8 from the high of about a week and a half ago to $68 and falling further. Maybe gas prices in your neighborhoods will start to drop again. And isn't it about time? 14.97, 14.99 on SoFi, trying to push back to the $15 neighborhood right now. Well, that's what we got, kids. What can I say? Is it a correction? If we see 10% or more over the next few days, if we can get a full 10% drop in the Dow, that would finally be correction territory. We haven't had a correction in a long, long time. Let's see. This is a nothing burger. Well, I don't think this is a nothing burger, but I'm not too concerned about it. It is not a SPAC-led decline. It is it is repositioning going on. There's worries about inflation, restarting economies, COVID variants, supply chain interruptions. All of this is happening. China-U.S. relations are so there's that. 1503 on SoFi. Stocks that are dependent on human beings walking through the front door, those kinds of businesses, they are worried. So that's AMC at movie theaters. They are worried. Restaurants are worried. Hotels, airlines, cruise ships, they're all wondering, is this variant going to be a problem? What about the anti-vaxxers? Are these guys really not going to get their vaccinations done? Will there be restrictions on anti-vaxxers across the board? They will not be allowed in shopping malls. They will not be allowed in public spaces. They will not be allowed on public transportation systems. They will not be allowed to check into a hotel. They will not be allowed to rent a car. Is this going to happen? Is this going to become the vaccinated versus the non-vaccinated? What happens? This is the big question, and it's being tossed around in Europe, North America, Asia, and everywhere else. And I'm just putting it out there. If you're not vaccinated, you're kind of, you're not, maybe not welcome. I don't know. I'm guessing the Dow's down 690. What can I tell you? I don't know. We'll see what's going on. Oh boy, I'll tell you. Morning, Uncle Bruce. I know you hate the short-term weekly calls, but I just bought 10 contracts for SoFi for $15 for this week at 50 cents premium. I believe SoFi will bounce back. Well, it's at 15 right now. I mean, if your stock went to $16 today, and it could do that, it could do that today, you'd have a $1 contract plus probably 20 cents premium. You got a 120 contract. I'd be selling those for that kind of profit. But you're gambling. Ain't no doubt about that. That's 50 cents on the line with a contract, and basically at $14.98, $15. That has a zero value. But I get it. It's a 5-day gamble, 4.5-day gamble. I hear where you're coming from. It's possible the shares could be 16, could be 17 this week. Maybe Wednesday they touch 17 for a minute or two, and you got a $2 book value contract, 4 times your money. I hear you. You're a gambler. It's okay. Are the SPACs going to follow the fate of ATIP? I don't know, man, but they've been dropping a lot day after day after day after. Well, ATIP is unchanged. Actually, ATIP right now is up 3 cents. It's a winner with the Dow down 691. Now there's a turnaround. How about that? Sounds like me last week, as I was saying. What's up with the NSH filing from the past Friday with no dates? Was that bunk? Again, I think they're waiting for the final ruling from the SEC to just update that thing. It drives me nuts too. I tell you, I don't like it. 820 on ATIP, up 3 cents. How about that? Okay. There you go. B Fits. This is a great comment. This is a really good comment. How do drops like this actually happen? How is it that everyone on Wall Street knew that this morning would be the morning that we were all going to get scared of the Delta variant when it's been a concern for months? I hear you. The reality is that the Delta variant, I've been talking about it for months. I've been talking about it for a long, long time. But Dow doesn't listen to me. Yeah, I mean, I got 1,000 viewers here. Who's going to listen to this guy? But I think what shook up the Dow was when Asia and Europe both reacted today, and those headlines came out in Europe about the variants. Now America's getting it. Now all of a sudden, well, if the Europeans are worried and the Asian market investors are worried, maybe we should be worried. And so it's kind of filtered over here with a 705-point drop right now on the Dow. 1504 on SoFi. The SoFi is a little better. Not as bad as everyone else. ATIP up 6 cents to 8.23. We got a winner on one of our SPACs, and it's ATIP. Starboard down a penny. Navsite down 9 cents. Those are the best performing SPACs we have, followed by SoFi. 1505 on your SoFi. Oh, my goodness. What can I tell you? ATIP is great. A 554 drop on GameStop. 163.50. That's actually improving right now. The Dow down 709 right at this moment. All right. Look at that ATIP. Look at it. It's up 6 cents. 1508 on your SoFi. Getting stronger. Getting stronger. Shouldn't GameStop go the opposite to the market since it has a negative beta? I mean, come on. 163.43. Bless your heart, ATIP, says Spark. I thought vaccinations were effective against the Delta variant. They are. Except the anti-vaxxers won't do it. And a high percentage of Europeans have not yet been vaccinated, and that's causing the problem. It's among the young, the 20, 30-somethings. They're the ones who are holding out, and this is the problem because hospital wards are filling up with 20, 30, and 40-year-olds, all unvaccinated. Everywhere, USA, Europe, Asia. There's your next problem. James, we all share this conservative. Got to listen to Bruce and believe in the fundamentals of the companies. Let's go. Gee, Bruce, stop pushing the virus fear. Aaron, get a life, for crying out loud. The hospitals are full of anti-vax people. Get with it, man. Wake up. 705 points doesn't get it to you. You're not getting the message? 705 points? Not enough? Hello? Anybody home? Anybody? Anywhere? Oh, my God. This isn't political. This is business. This is just business, people. What can I say? 20-year-olds just aren't. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah, I blocked that Aaron guy. They ain't. No, whatever. Vaccines were the cause of all autoimmune diseases. Facts. Oh, great. Great. I got the anti-vaxxers having a debate in my channel. Go somewhere else. Don't debate that topic here. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear this crap. We're down 711 points for a reason. All right. The reason being given, the vaccines and the virus and the COVID variants. That's the reason. Like it or not, that's why we're down 700 points. You don't have to like it. It just is what it is. I don't know. I try. Oh, my gosh. I try. Anyway, there you have it, kids. Yeah. Here we go. Young people here in Spain have been irresponsible here in the last month. 5 times the cases in 1 month. There you go. There you go. What can I say? I try. Anyway, the dingo ate your baby. Oh, no. 1504 is SoFi right now. 1504, down 26 cents. 1506, oh, come on. 718-point drop on the Dow. 77 on S&P. 242 on NASDAQ. What can I tell you? 67.97 on oil. Everything is under pressure today. Even interest rates have gone down. It's amazing. Uncle Bruce, how was your weekend? Did you miss us? I was busy this weekend. I was really busy this weekend. 2 classes and 4 sessions. I was really going this weekend, but you know what? It's great. Nice to have you back. 121 on the 10-year. The 10-year was 1.3% on Friday. It's now 1.21 as cash is fleeing into the U.S. economy, the U.S. bond market. All kinds of international banks, insurance companies, hedge funds, ETFs, mutual funds, and investors are buying up U.S. treasuries and U.S. bonds right now to get into U.S. currency denominated securities for safety. And the result is lower interest rates on U.S. debt, and that means the 10-year is down to 1.21%. This was 1.7 3 months ago, 4 months ago. The end of the world was 4 months ago in April, 3 months ago. We were supposed to see 20% interest rates all over the place. We were going to see 20% inflation again because the end of the world was coming. And the Dow was down 600 points every day for a couple of days. The end of the world. It didn't happen. We're now down we only have a 1.2% 10-year note instead of a 1.71 a 10-year note. Half a percentage point drop in the 10-year. That means bank loans are going lower. Mortgage rates are going lower. Housing prices are going to go higher. Cars, you can get a car for zero financing. Unbelievable. And yet the U.S. rate is too high. In my opinion, it should be at zero. The U.S. 10-year should be at zip right now. The U.S. government shouldn't have to pay a dime in interest to anyone buying a 10-year U.S. note. That's my personal opinion. This thing is too low. This bond, this 10-year treasury should be worth a lot more money. But the world, for whatever reason, wants to give Italy a better deal than America. They want to give Spain a better deal than America. Crazy. What can I say? If America passes that infrastructure deal and they can pass their spending deals, this interest rates could go lower. The American dollar can go higher. Imports will drop even further. Americans will be richer. Standard living will go higher for Americans compared to the rest of the planet. Believe it or not, that's true. Believe it or not. I try. 1501 to 1505 on your SoFi right now. 162 on GameStop, down 692 at the moment. ATIP up 7 cents to 824. Oh my gosh, hit 826 already on 132,000 shares. What can I say on the ATIP? Incredible. AMC down 347 to 31.48. Gores at $13, down 44 cents. It's actually come back 20 cents from its low. Holy moly macaroni. 23andMe, 927. Unfortunately, that is the low of the day here. 626,000. This is a sale of sales of sales. Pick up the $7.50 contracts. Pick up the $10 contracts. If they're cheap enough, grab them, grab them, grab them. Fifth Wall, 10.52, down 44. Vector, down 44 cents to 10.36. NAV, down 9 cents to 9.91. SVAC, down a penny to 9.95. Right now, that's what we got. The Dow down 7.77. IBM down $1.94. IBM earnings come out tonight at the end of the market. We'll look forward to that. Microsoft up 371, Apple down 447 to 141.92. Apple call contracts long term in the money. One smart way to go. 135s, 136s, 138s. If you can pick off 130s, 132, if you can afford to pay $10 a call and get in the money contracts for next January, April, whatever. On Apple, I think you can do really, really well. You may want to stick around for about 3-4 months and watch the Apple go to 160, 180 to 200. I think you'll do really, really well with leveraged a contract, picking up contracts to leverage yourself on Apple. Tesla down $20 a share, 624. Royal Caribbean stock, 67.27. All of you who have put contracts on your Royal Caribbean, you got to be looking good right now. I hope a bunch of you got those puts because I was telling you at 93 to 95 a share. Royal Caribbean was put territory, $67 and dropping, now down $5. Norwegian down $1.70. Carnival down $1.58. They're going down too. Amazon down $51. Facebook down $5.45. And Alphabet down $56. These sound like big drops, but they really don't mean a lot because these three stocks have been near their all-time highs and they're barely giving up some ground. If they drop 10%, that would be a good thing, a correction. And that would be a new solidified space from which to pop up from. JP Morgan down 537, super cheap. JP Morgan right now is trading on a PE multiple of 9.77. Costco up 453. It's trading at 38.9 times PE multiple, just to give you a reflection. A retailer is trading at 39 times earnings. A bank making nothing but money, trading at 10 times earnings. Costco's doing well. but JP Morgan doing better. That's just the way it is. Walmart down 13 cents at 32 times earnings. Cisco trading at $53, down 66 cents on 22 times earnings. Nvidia is trading at 88 times earnings, a little expensive. Goldman trading at 6.4 times earnings, down $14 a share to $350 a share. Buying call contracts on Goldman. You can pick off in the money calls, sure, 330s, 335s to 340s, but you could also take a look at down the road calls like, say, next year, July, like a year from now. If you can get a contract that long, even if they're out of the money, picking up 360s or 365s, if they're cheap enough, I'd buy those for leverage on Goldman and just sit back for months and let this thing come to the 400 range and cash in handsomely. Just a thought. Disney down $6, eBay down 30 cents, Twitter down 50 cents. Nothing serious there. American Airlines down $1.40 to $18.40, getting hammered by 7% today. And Jen is here with me. How are you, Jen?
I'm good.
We got painters.
Painters are painting. We're questioning the intelligence of people who seed their grass the hottest time of the year and those who paint the hottest time of the
That's
year.
us. That's us. We seeded our lawn last week and a half ago, but it's growing.
It's a chia pet.
We have chia pet grass on our lawn. We're so watering it all the time.
Skinny.
They're skinny, but they're getting lots of sunshine and lots of water.
And from a distance, it looks green. So
yeah, instead of looking at a clay pit, it's better.
So what we just need is for the city to cut off access to the road. So if people want to come look at the house, they have to look at it from down the block where it looks great.
It's from a distance. The lawn looks fantastic.
From a distance.
15.10 on SoFi. Hey, go SoFi, go. GameStop's only down 470. Go 164. All right. The Dow is not having a good day today. The Dow's down 774. It was down 800.
Yes.
But it's not like a complete, throw in the towel and throw out the baby with the bathwater. But it is a down dip today.
Facebook isn't.
We needed
not
one.
even 1.5%.
Yeah, no, not really. No, not really. The Nasdaq's only down 1.5%. The Dow's down 2.25%.
West Texas is down.
Yes.
So our Canadian dollar is down.
Big time. Yeah, we're at $68 a barrel, 68.06 down 375. Bagel time.
Bagel time.
Am I hungry? Hungry? Oh, yeah.
You're hungry, man.
Are
Are you hangry this morning? Were you ranting or anything? No? No
angry. A little frustrated, maybe. Just a little frustrated, but not angry. By the way, SoFi now is 4.9 million traded. Interesting volume on that one, which is very, very good. SVAC, people are wondering about SVAC. We have a date coming out, a shareholder date coming together to vote on the deal, July 28th. We just found that out today. Stock's at $9.95 down a penny on 1.1 million or almost 1.2 million traded. That's good to see. This stock might be waking up. That would be nice.
Are we going for a classic Monday, or you got something else in mind?
Yeah, I'm kind of.
Might be an egg this morning.
I hadn't even thought of that. No, I'm thinking maybe the grape jelly bagel this morning. Yeah.
Well, that's Monday.
We pulled out that 6-pack of the bagel last night. I think that's the only bagel we have available right now. The 6-pack I pulled out last night.
I think so.
Yeah, I'll do a grape jelly on
okay.
that. That'd be great. Oh, gosh, I'll be super. Thank you, Jen, so much. 15.15 on your SoFi, kids. We're down only 15 cents. It's coming on like gangbusters here. Will it break the barrier? Will it go up on the day? Wouldn't that be great if it went green when the Dow's down 800 points? That'd be super. Showing a SPAC. The SPAC showing the way, or former SPAC, showing the way forward. You cannot catch the variant virus if you use SoFi banking systems. You're a customer of SoFi, you can't get sick. You're just using your phone. Just touch. Buy stock, sell stock, get your credit card, get your personal loan, get a car loan, get a home improvement loan, get a mortgage. Just touch your SoFi phone. You can't get sick. You don't have to leave your house. How about that? Work from home, spend from home, get rich from home, watch Uncle B from home. It's all good. 165.50 on GameStop. Down 354. We're coming on GameStop. This might be close to or around near the high of the day. We're about 80 cents away from the high of the day or so, maybe a little more than that, but it's improving. It's definitely coming on here on 684,000 shares. There is no selling volume of any seriousness coming into GameStop. So that's a good sign. ATIP holding a 1 penny gain to 8.18 a share. Touched a high of 826 on 168,000. It's the one SPAC that's up on us right now. Gore's at 12.96, 23andMe at 9.23. Fifth Wall at 10.66, Vector 10.36, Navsite down 7 cents to 9.92, Starboard down a penny at the moment. That's where we're at right now. Yeah. The Dow down 779. We're at 33,909. The low was 33,857. So it was about 820 on the downside. Maybe it's now 778 on the downside. That's where the Dow is at the moment. It's a reflection of what was happening in Europe. The final numbers in Europe, I think, are through. Let's see what is going on here. Let's go here. Trade group cites labor and material shortages as home builder confidence falls. Well, it happens. Couldn't have gotten any more positive. I mean, so what do you want? Looking at the European markets, 2.5 to 3.5% drops across the board in Europe for the indexes there. So they had a drop off at the end. Even though the American market, when the American market began to drop off, they dropped off more. So that's what we have there. No leadership coming out of the European markets at this point in time. Interest rates, the U.S. 10-year 1.197 plummeting. The interest rate of the American Treasury is dropping dramatically from 1.3% Friday to 1.119.7. So it's just under 1.2. That is 1/10 of a percentage point. And in the bond market, that's a big deal. The U.S. Treasury drops 0.1 of a point in a day. That's a big deal. And so we have got a lot of capital at the end of the European market day coming into the American Treasury market, the bond market of America, big time. SoFi, 15.21, down only 9 cents coming on because, again, people are figuring out you can't get a virus if you're an online banker. And that's what SoFi is. They're the Amazon of online banking. Stock should be $25-30 a share. It's a bargain at 15.22, down 9 cents. There you go. The U.S. Treasury is really coming down, and this is exceptional. This shows how much money is coming into the American stock market and bond market. It is huge. 15.22 on your SoFi. Your U.S. stocks theoretically should be going up today, which tells me we are oversold all over the place, and in certain cases, ridiculously oversold. So interesting how this is working for us. SoFi 15.21, big spike in the price from 15 to 15.21 in about 20 minutes. Now at 15.22, the high of the day, 15.28. It touched it, but only briefly. 15.23 on your SoFi. We're down 7 cents on SoFi. That's all. That's all you're down is 7 cents. This is not giving up dollars. It's giving up pennies. It's a sign we're coming on 5.2 million volume on your SoFi. 165.70 on GameStop, down 350. ATIP teasing us down a nickel right now. AMC 32.44. That's the best level of the day. Or approaching the best level of the day since the opening on AMC, still down 244, but 29 million traded. It needs a whole bunch of buying to come in here. Gore's at 12.96, the low here 12.80. 23andMe 922, low of 920. It's at the low, bargain time. Fifth Wall 38-cent drop. It's now 10.58, low of 10.48. Vector acquisition low of 10.27, now 10.36, still down 44 cents. Navsite down 7 cents to 9.92. Starboard value down 1 penny, 9.95. There you have it. 785 drop on the Dow right now. 785 points. S&P down 79. NASDAQ down 217 points. 1%, 1.5% for the NASDAQ, 1.8% on S&P, 2.24% on the Dow. This is not a bloodbath. It's not a major sell-off. It's not a major calamity. It's not a disaster. It's just markets reacting to overseas news mainly, including the variant talk in America, as well as Europe and elsewhere. The Japan Tokyo Olympics are going to try to open them up here shortly. People are criticizing the IOC, going, "You guys are nuts." You've got athletes with the virus in the village. You got people being isolated now everywhere in Japan. Japan is in a state of emergency. You guys are crazy. But then again, they're desperate for the money. They want the TV ratings. They want the TV money, and they're putting the games on. It's all about money. It's not about sport. Don't forget that.
It's all about the bagel.
It's all about the bagel right now, baby. It's all about the bagel. Let's get with the program, kids. It's all about the bagel. And thank you, Jen. I'll take another one of those. Thank you. Awesome sauce, you guys. Let's see if the markets can go higher if I have a bagel. How about that? We're at 15.21 on SoFi. We're down 9 cents. 165.86 on GameStop, down 3.18. We're down 3 cents on ATIP. I mean, let's see if this market can do any better. We're down 7.50 on the Dow. Cheers to all of you. It's bagel time here in Creston, British Columbia. And I'm so glad you could make it. I'm so happy you're here. How low do you think Royal Caribbean can go, Bruce? I mean, how much lower? I've been saying the 50s all the time. I've been saying the 50s. And right now, Royal Caribbean, 67.14. This thing's giving up almost $30. Yeah, what a drop. The Norwegian down $1.70. That's a 6% drop today. 7.5. 7.5% drop on Norwegian today. 7.5% drop on Carnival. 7% drop on Royal Caribbean. What an ugly, ugly day. SoFi, unchanged. SoFi, up on the day, 15.32. You're up 2 cents on your SoFi right now. It just went into the green. How about them apples? This bagel's pretty good. Oh, yeah. Welcome one, welcome all. 15.32 on SoFi. $15.34 going up again. That was easy.
That was easy.
Go SoFi, go. 166 on GameStop. 274 on the down dip. GameStop is starting to hit a new high for the day. 700,000. That's it. Down a penny on ATIP. Dow's down 800 again, and our stocks are getting stronger.
That was easy.
Oh, yeah. 167 on GameStop, down $2. We're coming on GameStop, kids. We're coming on. Well, British Shilling, I'm here. Things are going to get better now. I'm here. Exactly. And Bruce is having his bagel. We're going higher. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, my God. Go GameStop. $15.35. GameStop up a nickel. Get this man another bagel. We're going up. Oh boy. I agree. This should be a safe space. I want to value systems negativity. I can go to Facebook for free. I hear you, anti-PC, and I'm glad you're here. I really am. Good morning, everybody. GameStop, let's go, baby. 167.09. I come here for stock markets with Bruce, and here we are. Here we are. So true, and here we are. We're getting better. 1532 on the SoFi. 167.47, only down $1.50 on GameStop now. ATIP down a couple of pennies. AMC 33.08, high of the day. Gores 12.97. Come on, Gores. 23andMe 9.26. The Dow down 7.93. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, guys, and thank you, Anti-PC. I'm glad you're here. John Van, Bruce feels good when they finally start hitting. Keep it up. We love you, man. Come on, baby. Let's go. We need some green. I agree. This is the safe place. As long as you don't want me to tell jokes, everything will be fine. And thank you for your kind words, everybody. 1530 on SoFi, 167.80 on GameStop, only down $1.24 now. ATIP down only 2 cents. Come on, baby. Let's go. Oh, man, let's get her going. 1531 on SoFi. Come on, SoFi. No, Adam, this is not what it's like. You need this for like 2 weeks in a row, where you have like a 120-point day going up, 400 going down, 50-point up day, 200 down, 150 down, 50 down, up 20 points, down 200. You have a correction of gargantuan proportions to like a 10, 12% range. This isn't it. We touched 168 on GameStop. Come on, GameStop. We need jokes, says NTPC. Oh, man. Yeah. Sleep at the wheel before the merger. I don't know. That's tomorrow. It's tomorrow, kids. Matterport Day is tomorrow. Come on, GameStop. I also come here for peace. Here's my joke today. Big shout out to Thomas Edison. He's helped me through some pretty dark times. There you go. 1523 on SoFi. Just to tease us, we're down 7 cents. Yeah, we did touch 168, John. We touched it. Bagel is great. British Shilling Jen approves. This is the least peaceful way I could have started my morning, laughing out loud. Don't believe Adams. They make up everything. Whatever. Lavalite, right on, sister. I broke my finger last week, but on the other hand, I'm okay. Go thumbs, go. So Uncle Bruce, the 2008 crash had a Dow drop of 1,000 in a single day. The Dow down 800. How far would this have to drop to signify a large crash? Well, when it dropped 1,000 back in 08, the index wasn't at 34,000. The index was at like 9,000. And then it dropped 1,000 points. The impact of a 1,000 point drop back then in percentage terms, massive. And when Paulson and Bernanke came to Congress to seek a $700 billion emergency bailout of the financial system to avert a global financial catastrophe, Congress voted no. Then they came back a week later with another proposal and then they voted yes. The stock went down 1,000 and went up 1,000. Because a week later, Congress figured out, oh, maybe we should have approved that deal. Unbelievable. The Dow was down 800, but it's down 763 now. What can I say? Yeah, it's all relative. The Dow dropped 22% in one day when I was a broker in 1987, before many of you were even born. A 22% drop today would be 7,500 points today. We're down 781. Nothing. We're down 2.2%, not even a tenth, barely a tenth of what I went through in one day in 87 when Ronald Reagan was president of the United States. 168.50 right now on your GameStop. We are down 52 cents on GameStop on the day. We are about to go positive on your GameStop, kids. It's going to go green. Can it happen? Will it happen? Oh my gosh, wouldn't it be nice? 15.29 down a penny or two on SoFi. It's coming back to going green. It just went green. 15.32 on your SoFi. 168.48 on GameStop. We're watching for it to go green. Will GameStop turn green at any moment in time? We're down 35 cents on your GameStop. 168.69 right now on not even a million volume. We are at 795,000. The low of the day for GameStop, 161.22. Did anyone get that price? 168.69, down 30 some odd cents a share on GameStop. Wow, what a deal. 757 down dip on the Dow, 76 on S&P, 217 drop on NASDAQ. SoFi up 6 cents now to 15.36. GameStop down 9 cents, 168.95 on your GameStop. You're about to go through 169. Is there enough momentum to bust through it like a hot knife through soft butter? There it is, 170.69 on GameStop. It just popped a buck and a half. It's up $1.65. GameStop is green. SoFi up 8 cents. They're both green. Look at that. Zzz, zzz. Here we go, kids. And here we go. Matterport starts trading maybe Thursday or Friday, but tomorrow is takeover day for Matterport. GameStop has convinced me not to read the news. We are green, 170.83 up $1.60 on GameStop, 15.38 up 8 cents on your SoFi. ATIP only down 3. Gores back to 13.09 from a 1280 drop, and the high of the day for Gores is 13.14. You're only 6 cents from the high of the day. On 270,000 measly shares. What is going on, baby? Here we go. It's going to get better now. We're going green. We're going green. Push it, baby. Push it. Yeah. 15.39 up 9 on SoFi. 170.72 up 168 on GameStop. GameStop follows a full moon cycle, full moon end of this big week. It's a big week for GameStop. I'm buying the dip. 170 on GameStop. 15.41 on SoFi up 11. Somebody wake up, Vector. The bell is rung. I have Inspector Gadget theme tune in my head. You know what, Bruce? You act just like a religious fundamentalist, shutting down people who have different opinions than you and demanding people believe what you do. Yeah, Aaron, I demand it. I'm just a tyrant, you know. I'm so mean that I won't even let you comment on my channel when you disagree with me. I cut you right off. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't cut you right off. You can say whatever you want within reason. Keep it PC, please. PG. Hey, we have a difference of opinion on the virus. Okay, it's all right. But we're watching the markets. Okay, this is the stock markets with Bruce. We're down 754 on the Dow. It's real money. 15.43 on SoFi. We're up 13 cents. 170.40 on GameStop. Oh my, ATIP just went green. A third one is in the green. We're up to 8.20, up 3 cents. We got 3 green bars on my phone. The top 3 stocks on my phone are green. Oh my gosh. SoFi, GameStop, ATIP have turned green. What am I going to do with myself? I don't know how to handle this. This is so exciting. It's so emotional. Oh, I love it. Up 15 cents on SoFi at 15.45, 15.48 on SoFi, a new high of the day. 170.28 on your GameStop, 8.20 on your ATIP. They're all up. Oh my gosh, you guys are getting richer in front of my eyes. It's unbelievable. Come on, GameStop. I got covered calls to sell. Yeah, baby. Not even a million volume, and it's going. That's right. 5.3 million on SoFi before 11 and looking good. The Dow down 750, and we have 3 stocks in the money. 1552 on SoFi. We have GameStop at 170.61. ATIP at 820, all higher on the day right now. What can I say? You know what? If Bruce says, Evan says, if he was shutting anyone down, you'd already be gone, dude. You'd be gone. Uncle Bruce demands bagel acceptance on this channel. That's what I demand. Bagel acceptance. If you think Uncle Bruce is evil, wait till you see his variants. Aaron, all people deserve to be heard, but not everyone has to listen, says Calf. Auntie is laughing here for him. Farlomas, if Uncle B was a religious fundamentalist, that would mean he is part of the Spanish Inquisition, because I didn't expect that. No one expects the Spanish Inquisition. No one. 1548 up 18 cents. GameStop 171, up $1.95, baby. Here we go. 820 on ATIP. Green, green, and green. Oh, I can't believe it. Please stop, guys. I can't agree more. This is amazing. Let's keep the good vibes going. Let's go higher. SoFi, 27 end of the day. How about that? Yay. Let's all be positive in here. Yay. 1550 up 20 cents on your SoFi today. What a day on SoFi, eh? 170.66 on GameStop, up $1.60. ATIP up 3 cents. Wowee. The Dow down 737. And we got green on some of our stocks. How about that? NFL starts soon. Come on, SoFi commercials. Buy now. Here we go. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. He's just using the same tactics as a religious fundamentalist. I'm not saying he is one. That's true. I'm not a religious fundamentalist. Look, I'm just saying, hey, facts are facts. Markets are markets. Business is business. Money is money. Nothing personal. And when the headlines come out of the European markets talking about 3% drops in the European markets because of COVID variant problems, and then we see news across the U.S. talking about the hospitalizations of people in the USA and the cases of the virus rising again when it shouldn't be, with all of us getting vaccinated theoretically. You put it together, you kind of know what the problem is, and it's a problem. I'm sorry to say. The only problem with the parking at SoFi Stadium is a nightmare over there. You're about to see Uncle Bruce sentence those heretics to the comfy chair. Let's go SoFi. Let's go GameStop. Is Richard Branson jet lagged or what? Come on and promote me, ME, buddy. Please promote me. What can I say? It is just what it is, and money is money. 15.45 on SoFi, up 15 cents. 171.46, up 2.40 on GameStop now. And now 173.70 on GameStop, up 4.66. It just popped again. Fantastic on GameStop. It is rolling right now. I have no idea what the story is on GameStop, why it's doing what it's doing, other than it's oversold. How about that? But yeah, interesting stuff on GameStop, pushing around 173, up 414. Interesting. Coronavirus update. UK defies expert guidance in dropping COVID restrictions. Airline travel hits highest level on Sunday since start of the coronavirus pandemic. And airline stocks are under pressure today. 172.64, up 360 on GameStop. Holy moly, this is something. Woo-ha, woohoo. Anyway, there we go. Popping again on the GameStop. Yep, it's moving. Maybe margin calls are calling. It could be. It could be it too. 15.42 up 11 on SoFi. 172.32 up 329 on GameStop. We're up a penny on ATIP. The Dow is down 721. S&P down 70. NASDAQ down 188 points so far. What can I see? What can I say? Folks, anyway, it's about the markets, what we're desperately trying to talk about here, but we have to pay attention to the rest of the planet. We have to pay attention to reality, and there's a lot going on here. Gore is now only down 20 cents, by the way, at 13.24, 13.25, the high of the day on Gores. It's coming on dramatically right now. Keep it going, please. That would be terrific. IBM down 98 cents to 137.92. The low of the day, 136.21. That was the opening range right off the bat. And now we're only down 98 cents on IBM. Please, IBM, let's turn it around. Microsoft down 470. The low of the day, 275. It's 276.05. Little bounce back in the last 15 minutes. Apple got as low as 141.67. It's 142.64, up about $1 from its low in the last half hour. Tesla got as low as 621. It's now 629, 630, coming up about 870 a share. That is towards the higher range of the day. What else is going on? Royal Caribbean is improving. It was down $5. It's now down $2.80. Norwegian is improving. It's still down $1.17. Carnival still down $1.10, but they're all improving at the moment. We have a bit of a rally coming into the market on some of these stocks. Maybe they were a bit oversold this morning. My thinking is, yeah, probably. Amazon down 46, Facebook down 4, Google down 59. They're all bouncing back a little bit right now. Target is almost even. It's only down 15 cents. It's coming back from its low. JP Morgan, a little bounce back, down 4.30. Costco still holding a $2 gain. Walmart still down 68 on the low end of the day. Cisco flattening out with a loss of only 61 cents. Goldman down 11.30. That's $4 stronger than the low of the day so far. There you have it. There's the market right now. SoFi 15.41, up 11 cents. GameStop 171.50, up 2.50 on the day. ATIP now up 4 cents to 8.21. AMC is only down 94 cents now. AMC was as low as 31.15. It's 34.02. It's come back almost $3 to be down only 94 cents on 41 million. Very light volume for AMC. It's recovering. Gore's down only 20 cents to 13.24. 23andMe, 9.36, down 53. Fifth Wall down only 19 cents to 10.77. It's come back from 10.48, almost a 30-cent pullback, come back up here to be down only 19 cents. Looking better on Fifth Wall for sure. VACQ is actually at the high of the day range, to 1046 to 1050. That's the high of the day, down 35 cents. And NavSite down 8 and Starboard down 1. All right, there you have it. That's what we're looking at. The Dow down to 739, S&P down 69, 70 points, and NASDAQ down 182. And oil under pressure, 67.28, down $4.50 a barrel. 67.23 on oil. It is plummeting in price right now, down about 6% on the day. Oil is getting crushed, and I couldn't be happier. I'd love to see this happening with these OPEC guys, morons. What can I tell you? All right, interesting stuff on the day, everybody. Thank you for being here. Nice to have you here. Bruce, have you noticed that Chewy is up 5% today? I haven't even noticed. I've been so busy having so much fun here with my viewers that I haven't even noticed what Chewy is actually doing today. Let me take a look at the stock right now, CHEW. Chewy is now at 81.40, up 4.42 a share. 5.7% gain on Chewy. This is around, not quite the high, but very close to it. Very interesting. And we've got the company doing well because of the pandemic. No question about that. We don't have an actual press release that I can show you. I don't have anything I can tell you about that. Just that the stock is, the company does well. Anyway, it was a 75 on the opening for the year, $45 to $120. Now at 81.40, looking very, very good. Way to go, Chewy! I'm happy for it. That is a Ryan Cohen created corporation and looking good. GameStop 171.82, 170.94 now. We're on 172 a share. Jumping about a bit. We've got we've got SVAC unchanged at $9.95. SoFi at $15.40, up a dime. We got American Airlines down $1 still to $18.73. Fifth Wall down 24 cents to $10.77. 23andMe at $9.36, down 50 a share. 52 a share. Gore's at $13.30, down only 15 cents now. Royal Caribbean 69.60, down 2.79. It was lower. IBM at 137.56, down $1.34. Apple down 3.50 to 142.89, improving a little bit. And those are the major stocks we're following right now. 170.88 on GameStop, up $1.84. SoFi 15.40, 15.42, 15.44 now, up 14 cents on over 6 million shares traded. 774 is the drop on the Dow. S&P down 73 and NASDAQ down 180. That's what the markets are showing us at the moment. The worst performers on the Dow and best performers, every single Dow stock right now at this moment in time is in the red. The best performers, Procter & Gamble down 9 cents a share, Intel down 36 cents, Cisco down 66. Those are your three best performers. Walgreens is down 69, Walmart and Walgreens down 69 cents. Your best performers. Other than that, these are all off on the day at this point in time. That's what we got, kids. What can I tell you? Let's see. And glad I wanted to sell my first call on my newly acquired GameStop shares. There you go. Let's see. Nazareth, more likely a failure to deliver and short interest holding in those 900 plus out of the money options for AMC and 450,000 for GameStop last week. Okay. Let's see. Gores, please go back to 16. And Roaring Kitty retweeted, I smell blood. Very interesting. 169.99 on GameStop, up 95 cents. He had obviously an effect earlier. 818 on ATIP, up a penny. 1537, up 7 cents on SoFi. They're giving up a little bit of ground. They're still green, but they're giving up some ground. Let's see. Yeah, here you are, Trish the Dish. I sold that NIO Chinese card company 56. It's dropping now down to 41 and lower. I'm glad I got out when you did. I'm glad you did too. Anyway, what else is happening? Wow, I stepped away for a few minutes and GameStop is moving. Bless GameStop. I have a boatload of ATIP 1250 calls for November. Cost 72 cents in the red right now, but I have a good feeling about it. I think you're going to be all right. I think you might be okay. Let's see. What else is going on? TFV tweeted a cat. Nothing to do with blood, laughing out loud. What do you think about high, low volume, Bruce? Does the definition change from stock to stock? Yes. Each different stocks have different ranges of normal trading. And in some cases, like SoFi, it used to be they would trade 2 to 3 million of shares a day, maybe 3 to 4 million shares a day, about like a month or so ago or more. And now SoFi is trading at 15, 20 million a day. That's higher volume. And I think SoFi will trade even higher volume going forward. Soon this stock will trade 25 to 50 million every day or more, just as more awareness keeps coming into this company and their story. All right. Let's see. Yeah, we're almost up 6% on Chewy. Way to go. Let's see. The GameStop story is gaining traction on LinkedIn. It has been revealed that the mods of Superstonk were literally paid shills, no joke. Hey, Uncle Bruce, I played on one of the option strategies you taught us this weekend. Let's see how it flies. Pet sales would go up, but people fear lockdowns again. There you go. Have you heard any dates on NSH, SVAC, VACQ yet? I think we got the word on, was it SVAC today? Which one was it? Was it SVAC? The word came out. Starboard, July 28th. We just got the word on that one. So that's good news. That's the only one, though, that I know of. The other two, I'm still waiting. Uncle Bruce, why do you think Gores is down pre-merger as opposed to usually sticks moving up pre-merger? Is that the nature of the beast or something where it fears? I think it's the market. I think it's the market as a whole. I think that's the problem. I think that the variant talk, interest rate talk, inflation talk, China-U.S. relation talk, growth stocks under pressure talk, stocks, SPACs being picked on by short seller talk. I think that's all it is. I think it's just the market. It's not the company. Nothing that Gores is saying or not saying. They have nothing to do with it. 13.22 now, down 22 cents. But at the end of the day, Matterport will take them over. And at the end of the day, Matterport will be the story. And it'll all be about Matterport. It won't be a SPAC anymore as of tomorrow night. It won't be a SPAC anymore. And so that changes things. Now, changes things for the better right away. I don't know by how much. I don't know. I could wish I could say, but I think that going forward now, we're going to get the Matterport story in Technicolor. We're going to get it right at us, and it's going to be global news. And I just see that the Gore shares will rise as more awareness comes in that Matterport is now trading. Matterport trades. They didn't know about Gore's, but they'll hear about Matterport. Watch it go. That's my personal opinion. I just love this company, and I just love the Matterport story. I think it's going to be a real winner. I really do. All right. SVAC is coming up, baby. Yeah. It's going to happen, babes. It's going to happen. Oh, yeah. Good morning, Uncle Bruce and Bagel Gang. Stocks are moving up. Let's go. We've been trying to move up all morning. 15.37 up 7 cents on SoFi. GameStop up 15 cents at the moment. ATIP unchanged, has been up and down and up and down. We're down $1.30 on AMC. We're down only 26 cents on Gore's. We've come back a long way from Gore's. It was as low as $12.80, now $13.18, and coming up almost 40 cents. It's only down 20-something cents a share. 23andMe down 64. That is the bargain of the day right there. Fifth Wall just went green. It's been down all morning, and it's now positive, up a penny. It was down to 10.48, now 10.97. It's moved up 49 cents in about an hour. Like, watch out. Looking good. Going green on FWAA. Vector still down 34. Navsite down 8, and Starboard down 1 penny. Just 1 penny. There you have it. The Dow's down 781. We're getting no help from the Dow. We're not getting any help from S&P. It's down 73. We're not getting any help from NASDAQ. It's down 178 points. These markets are not helping any of our SPACs, any of the stocks that we love and follow. We're on our own, and they are improving, actually. They all seem to be improving. Very good. Let's see. What else is going up? Everything in the red except GameStop, SoFi, and ATIP. Let's see. Let's go. What else is happening here? Here, Uncle Bruce, I sold my NEO, SOS, and LI thanks to your diatribe against Chinese companies and how they manipulate the market. And for that, I thank you. It's bad for those stocks now. There you go. Glad you guys are making your moves. Mark, Bruce brought and paid for the first 2 videos you produced. They did not load down properly, and I still have not received them. Keep having your website sent around, play it again. What's up? Mark, we'll take care of you after I'm off the air. Don't worry about it. Jen and I are always checking for messages. We'll check out your situation, and we'll make sure you get the links. It's all early days, and just bear with us as everything is working. It's the kinks out. It's just the kinks. Thank you so much, buddy. Let's go. I thought the sky was falling. What did I miss? A green bagel. Let's see. Do we know what Matterport's new ticker symbol will be? Here we go. Mr. Seneca, MTTR. That's great. Thank you. I think you're right too, Mr. Seneca. I think that's it. That fantastic. Beautiful job. 170.42 on GameStop. 170.60 now on GameStop. 15.42 on SoFi, again up 12, coming back on. The Dow down 8.40. I think we're at the low of the day on the Dow. It is not going to help our stocks today. We're on our own. Our stocks are only going to go up because of what we're following, what we're about. 15.40 on SoFi right now. Zach, good morning to the Bruce and the Bagel Gang. SoFi up 14 cents to 15.44. 171 on GameStop right now. Okay, 8.14 down 3 cents on ATIP. Back and forth and back and forth. Time to redesign Bruce's SPAC list again with new tickers soon. That's true. It's going to be time. What can I say? New tickers, new symbols, new everything. Woohoo! Boy, it used to be so much easier. Anyway, but Bruce, can you tell me GameStop to stop teasing us and just pop to 750 already, just for like an hour or so? Even just go to 750 for an hour, it's fine. 170.88 up $1.84. 15.49 on SoFi, up 19 cents. High of the day on SoFi, 15.53, 4 cents away from the high of the day on your SoFi, coming on as the Dow is down 778 right now. Very interesting day here. Here we go. It's definitely doing the Ho Chi Minh two-step this morning. It's doing it. 15.49 now on SoFi, up 19 cents, 4 cents away from the high of the day. 15.50 on SoFi now, coming on yet again. 170.72 on GameStop. Also improving as the morning, as we just keep grinding along here. We're just getting better. Let's see. Let's get thumbs ups for Bruce. How are we doing on thumbs ups? We have 527 here. Thank you, everybody, coming into the last few minutes of my show today. Thank you for helping me out. Get me to 1,000 thumbs ups if possible. It would be fabulous. We'll take that. Keep them coming. Let's see. Aaron, I gotta tell you, last month I was rich. This month I'm poor. Can you help a guy out? Thumbs for Bruce. Thank you, everybody. 1550 on SoFi. Come on, SoFi. Let's take a $2 shot today and really shock the world. GameStop 171.42. Let's take a $20 shot to 190. How about that? ATIP 815. Come on. You know what? AMC 34.36, only down 60 cents. It's about to come on. It might break even here. I might go up. Gores 13.18, ME 9.32. Fifth wall up 7 now to 11.03. Vector down 38, Navsite down 8, Starboard unchanged right now. The Dow down 760 points. We got Royal Caribbean down 3 again, 319 to 69.20. Norwegian down $1.39, Carnival down $1.30. Amazon is now at 35.36. It has improved by $31 from the low of the day. Still down 37, but it was down 68 at one point. Amazon has turned around. Facebook has turned around. It was down to 334.60. It's now 337.65. $3 turnaround, down 350 now instead of down 650 on Facebook. Google was as low as 25.70. It's now 25.88. $18 improvement, still down $48, but coming on right now strongly apparently. So that's a good sign. I'll take that. 15.49 on your SoFi, 171.28 on GameStop. Okay, there it is. There it was. There will shall be. The Dow down 754 on the Dow right now. Okay. Wow, that really got out of hand this morning. Wally killed a man with a Trident. Ford recall at 775,000 Explorers. Let's see. Aaron, it's all paper money. It's all about stock values. What are you going to do? I'm not selling. Brent, as he's smiling. Mentats, as Uncle Bruce said, you need an iron gut to stay in this game. You got to just stay with your convictions and just sit tight. 15.50 on SoFi. What's the big deal? It's up 20 cents. It could go up $1 from here in like no time. It's so oversold. It can just jump at any moment. Just get out of its way. GameStop 171.27 up 223 right now. The Dow down 760. It could pop 300 points in 15 minutes. Do not underestimate a snap recovery on these markets. It can happen. Wow. I can't wait to watch Saturday's video. Hope it's posted soon. Trish, it'll be up later today where my editor is working on it and the Sunday video is coming behind it. So yeah, stay tuned. Hopefully if I can get it up between shows, I'll let you know. If not, it'll be afterwards. I'll send out alerts to everybody. And of course, those of you who are watching the classes this weekend, you'll get your links automatically as you always do. And the rest of you can pick them up whenever you're ready and check them out. We had a good couple of classes this weekend. I'm totally zen now. I'm holding GameStop and SoFi for 5-10 years at least. Might sell some at high prices, but I'm going to keep these things, baby. John Van, I call them Ford Exploders. Exploder. Heading off. I'll see you later, Calf. Thanks, Calf. Thanks you for being here. Let's see. What do we got here? Uncle Bruce, so can you explain a bit what does a market crash mean to stockholders and option writers? If the NSYE, the stock, New York stops, does that mean we lose the stocks we own? No. Now, a market crash is simply an expression of a down day or a down week or a down quarter. A correction means the markets drop between 5 and 15%. Sometimes 18% drops are called corrections. A market crash is something like a 10% drop or more in a day. That would be a market crash because that's unusual to have that kind of a down dip. But no, trading continues. Don't forget to, those of you who don't know this, the New York Stock Exchange has enacted what are called circuit breakers in their markets. The circuit breakers kick in when markets drop too far too fast. And I believe if the Dow dropped 7 percentage points at any moment in like a 30-minute window, if the Dow were to drop 7 percentage points in that time frame, anytime during the day, the market would get halted. The entire stock market would be stopped. and they would wait 30 minutes or 15 minutes for the market to gather itself again, give people chances to put in buy and sell orders, rethink their trades, and then reassign, reassess, open the markets up. If the markets trade down again, another 3 or 4 percentage points, they halt it again, and then they let the market reassess. And again, it's like 20 minutes pause. They reopen it, drops again. They do another halt. Like there are now circuit breakers that come in. Whereas in the old days, the markets could just go down and there would be no stopping it. And if a bunch of attackers came in, like short sellers and others, they could just create all kinds of havoc. But now with circuit breakers, you get these stops. You also have these officials in the New York Stock Exchange monitoring who's doing what. And if they find that there's nefarious nonsense going on, they'll step in there and they can suspend member firms from trading. And that'll stop orders from coming in, to just, especially if they're just sells for whatever reason. But again, I've never seen that happen, but I know it can. Crashes are it's an overused expression that I wouldn't get too excited about. You have to really guard yourself against getting caught up in the hype of a market crash headline. It's all bunk, and markets adjust up and down on their own naturally. They figure themselves out, and they always keep trading. Options never go away. Stocks never go away. You will always be trading. There will always be liquidity. Alrighty, there it is. It's incredible how much you learn about your own psychology when you start trading. That is right. GameStop 172 going higher. That's right. 172.18 up 314. SoFi back to 15.50 up 20 cents. AMC is pushing to go green. It's only down 11 cents. It's coming back. We're coming back. The Dow down 750. What will happen with the Dow? Is it going to stay down here, or will there be a correction or a flash pop up here? Could we gain 200 or 300 points in the Dow in like a half an hour on a flash snapback rally? It could. We'll see what's going on. I had a great class on Sunday, says Aurora today. We put into practice the aggressive options writing strategies. It's looking good. I'm glad you liked that, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. We covered a lot of ground this past weekend on both of our classes. AMC is up 4 cents. It's gone green. GameStop pushing 173 around. I think Vector took a Xanax today. So if Uncle Bruce, if during the 20s and 30s they had these circuit breakers, would they have had mitigated the Great Depression a little bit, or was it just going to happen no matter what? The Great Depression took place for a whole bunch of other reasons than just the stock market. The stock market reflected the economy. It didn't create it. People think that the crash of the market created the Depression. Wrong. The Depression created the crash of the markets. Now, there were fundamental flaws in the U.S. System, the economic and financial system in the 20s and 30s, absolutely. But Congress and the Senate and presidents compounded the problems of the Depression, especially when Congress started enacting trade barriers and protection laws against free trade against other countries. They absolutely made it worse. They thought that we got to protect America against outside, and they ended up screwing themselves over big time. And that added a terrible low, much lower low to the Depression era than would have otherwise been. It took Roosevelt, unfortunately, he had to come in not unfortunately, but when Roosevelt came in, he had such a basket case on his hands. He had to create spending, government spending, to get the economy going again, because private enterprise had run out of money. Banks had run out of money to lend. The Fed came in with looser policies, more lending policies, protection for investors, protection for account holders at banks. Up until the 30s, if a bank went under, you lost everything. After that, they put insurance in place so that all your deposits are guaranteed by the federal government. But banks had to clean up their books and to make themselves solvent. And so the government came in there and said, hey, we'll back your deposits, but you can't be running loosey-goosey like you did in 28, 29 with margin calls out of this world. At one time in the 20s, you could buy stock like GameStop for the $171 a share. You could buy GameStop by putting down $20, and the broker would lend you the rest. So you'd be borrowing 90% of the stock price. If the stock went up to 190, up $20, you may double your money. Your 20 became 40 in actual equity. You still owed 170 against it. There were stocks that were going up 10, 20% every year, and people were making triple, quadruple their money on margin where they're only putting up 10%. The problem was that when a stock like, say, General Motors went from $30 a share to $20 a share, you had people with only $3 of actual cash in the stock. They borrowed 27 against the $3 position. The stock dropped to 25. They got wiped out. They had no equity. They now owed their banker more than the stock was worth. And this is what wiped out so many people in the market crash through the 28, 29 into 30. These market crashes, there were more than one. We only know of the one, but there were many in succession. And this wiped out 90% of the market players because 90% of the stock market in the late 20s was all on margin, up to 90% margin. That was all stopped and killed off with new rules. And now these days, it's usually around the 50% margin rates or less. But there are some firms that offer better margin rates on others and others. But nonetheless, it has come down a dramatic amount these days. Anyway, there you go. Do you know which stock is the oldest? Might be General Electric, might be one of them. U.S. Steel at one time was one of the originals. Thomas Edison, Edison Electric, GE, General Electric. Some of these are the older ones. Let's see. 1545 on your SoFi. We've got a 15-cent gain. We've got 171 now on GameStop, up 209. We have AMC back in the red, but it was positive for a bit. It's down 67 cents. We got the Dow down 775. We have the S&P down 64. We have NASDAQ down 136. Right now, no snapback rally at this point on the markets. Not quite yet. All right. And let's go. Let's keep going here, folks. History lesson. I'll do what I can. Never mind. I just don't have time to read all these other comments and get into all the history of the markets. I just don't want to go there. I always want to stay current with what's happening now. We're at 1545 on the SoFi. GameStop 171.50 up 246. We've got the Dow down 765. We have S&P down 63. And that is where we're at right now. What do we got here? ATIP down a nickel, AMC down 84, Gore's down 34 cents to 13.10. 23andMe still at 9.32, low of 9.20 on 23andMe. We've got a gain of 24 cents on fifth wall acquisition. It's at 11.20, the high of the day, up 24 cents from a low of 10.48. This is an 88-cent improvement on fifth wall in an hour. Very good. Vector down 38, NavSite down 7, Starboard down a penny right now. Dow still, the IBM's down $1.39. Microsoft still down $4.20. Apple down $3. They are better, but still down on the day. Tesla down $8.50. That was down over $20. That has got an improvement there. We're looking at Amazon down 31, Facebook down 3, Alphabet, Google down 40 right at the moment. That's where we're at here. 1541 on your SoFi, up 11 cents, 170.35 on your GameStop, up $1.31. All righty. Yeah, lots of talk about what the markets used to be like and who was trading when and what and how and all that. Markets are a lot different today than they were back in the 20s, and that's what we cannot compare today to then. This financial system is completely different today than then. We've had depression, we've had the Second World War, we've had the 50s and the 60s, we've had the 70s with hyperinflation, we've had the 90s and the 2000s with all kinds of crises, one after the other, and here we are running along with the Dow down 750 at this point, down 2% today. And that's what we've got. That's what we're looking at and what we're dealing with. And things are calm. Things are just calm. Anyway. Thank you all for being here. 1541 on SoFi. The volume on SoFi now is 7.4 million shares. And the volume on GameStop right now, 1.2 million finally. We broke 1 million shares of GameStop volume. 170.59 up $1.50, $1.55 or so. There it is. That is the deal as I see it right now. Let's take a look at any other headlines out there. Wall Street Journal. Oil stocks and oil tumble as Delta variant sends investors into bonds. U.S. blames hackers tied to China for Microsoft cyber attack spree. Bill Ackman will not use the SPAC he has to invest in Universal Music. We saw that SPAC deal about 3 weeks ago, a month ago. They were going to use billions of dollars to buy 10% of Universal, and that deal got panned by the shareholders. The shareholders of that SPAC were not interested. I think they were going to vote against that deal. Ackman killed that deal today. They backed off. SPAC will do something else. I think it's sitting on over $4 billion in cash, looking for a deal to buy or being bought by a deal. So we're waiting for that deal. Not sure how that's going to go. Let's see what else is going on here. Am I wrong, Bruce, or did Topps go public on a SPAC a while ago? I think that there was a proposal to do the deal. I don't know if the deal's closed or not, but there was a proposal for that deal to happen. And we'll have to wait to see on that one. 170 on GameStop, up 96 cents. 1540 on SoFi, up a dime. Under a bit of pressure there. The U.S. is weighing new sanctions on Iran's oil sales to China if nuclear talks fail. Robinhood expects IPO trading next week. They expect to go public next week to try to value their company at about $33 billion. The talk is that they're looking to go public around the $38 to $42 level per share, and they want to raise $2.25 to $2.5 billion to do so. My personal opinion on that deal: stay away from that deal. Avoid like everything else. I would avoid that deal at all costs. I still can't believe that brokers will take these guys public. They're inept. They were so close to going broke last year. They were almost undercapitalized. They've got all kinds of legal problems. There are class action lawsuits pending against these guys to an unbelievable degree. I wouldn't touch that stock at all. Not a chance. I'm amazed that they're getting any interest at all. I'm just blown away that anyone would show interest in this deal to actually make them in here. We're at 169 on GameStop, down 4 cents. We're up to 1544 on SoFi, up 14 cents right now. Okay. You're working on other picks? Always. Let's see. Puts on Robinhood. Yeah, there won't be any puts right away. There won't be any contracts right away. We'll wait for that. Thumbs ups. It's easy. Thank you, everybody.
That was easy.
Thank you for the thumbs ups for my show. Thank you for the thumbs up to this channel. 580 thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Keep them coming in. Help this channel out, please. And keep the thumbs ups coming in if you wouldn't mind. I would appreciate that. What's up with Heinz? I don't know. Let's see. After a long hiatus, I'm back. Nikolai, welcome back. We're here. 1541 up 11 on SoFi. Down a nickel on GameStop. 168.99 right now. AT&T Dish strike a $5 billion deal to support and boost mobile. AT&T is a busy company these days. They are making deals left, right, and center. Discovery, and now here, stock is down 70 cents to 27.64. I think they're trying to become a growth company again, rather than a quiet, sleepy, dividend-paying only telephone company. I think they're trying to become a growth entity, and they're making deals here, which I think is pretty smart. I like to see this. Very, very interesting. Yeah, okay. What else is going on here? Those are the headlines. Those are the big headlines that I see at this point in time. Watching the Robinhood thing, watching this thing about Ackman and his SPAC, and then of course watching these markets. The Dow down 817, S&P down 71, Nasdaq down 158. We got pressure in the markets. Very negative pressure today. No relief in sight yet. I'm waiting to see if the Dow's going to have a snapback rally of 300, 400, 500 points or not. So far, no evidence of that. On all the Dow stocks that we're following right now, it looks like, I believe, it might be that everyone's in the red. Let me double check this right now. Yep, every single Dow stock is in the red at this moment in time. Let's see if we can do that. Yep, the best performer is Intel with a 37-cent loss. That is the best performer. Walgreens down 59 cents, Cisco down 72, Procter & Gamble down 74, Verizon down 83, and Coca-Cola down $1. Those are the best performing Dow stocks. The worst are Goldman Sachs down 14.29 to 350.51, Boeing down 11.60 to 206, United Healthcare Group down 8.71, Honeywell International down 8.69, and American Express down 6.57. Those are the worst performers on the Dow. Unbelievable. We're down 804 on the New York Stock Exchange. And that's where we're at, kids. I'm getting ready to wrap up this first show, the first 3 hours of my week. Join me later today at 3 o'clock Eastern for the second part of this series. We'll close the last hour together and the first hour in the aftermarket. Join me on Traveling with Bruce, my other channel, tonight, 7 o'clock for sponsor members for the Hangout Show, and 8 o'clock tonight Eastern Time on Traveling with Bruce. We will talk travel and cruise ships. We've got a whole bunch of lousy stuff to talk about there. Unfortunately, the stocks are not doing well, and we're worried about the variants on this virus, how that is going to affect cruising. It's unbelievable. Apparently now, if you're not vaccinated and you want to go on a cruise, you need special medical insurance to get on the ship. And I'm hearing nightmares about how expensive this stuff is. Nightmares, and which is telling me that unvaccinated people are probably not going to be taking a cruise. A very, very, very small number of unvaccinated will even bother because of the cost base. Just going to be insanity. If you've got the vaccine, you don't need the added insurance. If you don't have the vaccine, you need this insurance, and it is apparently quoted as an unbelievably expensive process. What can I say? That is what we have right now. Okay, thank you, everybody. Thank you for being here this morning. I'll catch you this afternoon at 3 o'clock Eastern Time. Please join me then. Have a wonderful rest of the morning here, and I hope all of you make lots of money today, getting richer. 15.35 on SoFi, taking a little pause here, still up a nickel. GameStop down 92 cents to 168.12. ATIP 805 down 12 cents. AMC down $1.28 to 33.70. Gore's down 39 to 13.05, and 23andMe down 61 cents. So we got stocks in the red again, down 812 on the Dow. We'll watch this all day long, and then at 3 o'clock this afternoon, I'll come back on. We'll see how we do for the last hour. Maybe we can get a bit of a pop back this afternoon. I don't know. We'll see how it runs out, and we'll be there to cover it. And that's it for now. Thank you, everybody. See me. Catch me this afternoon at 3. I'll see you then. Take care in the meantime. I'm going to get myself a break. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Okay.